ready.
It's homecoming night at Gilbert High School on a beautiful Friday, and tonight the 1-5 Tigers under head coach Leland Rogers in his first year, welcoming the number 4 team in Division II, Marcos de Niza Padres of Roy Lopez. Roy Lopez's team looking for that state championship this year. Jeffrey Sauber and Omar Smith here with you, and Omar, you look at Marcos de Niza coming into this game, they are on fire offensively with great defense as well, but they will be without some key players tonight. Quarterback Josh Eckley going to miss the game. Disciplinary issues. Priest Willis, their all-world defensive back, will be out with a tight back, and Maurice Lee, their tailback, will miss this game as well. So that's a ton of offense and a lot of defense, even for a team like this to overcome.
Yeah, 2,300 yards, 25 touchdowns. That's not going to be in the lineup tonight, so other guys are going to have to step up. Talking to Coach Lopez, he said, watch out for Antonio Warren. He's been giving his defense fits on the scout team, so he's going to have an opportunity to show what he's made of starting tonight at running back.
Andrew Molina gets the start at quarterback tonight for Marcos de Niza. He started a playoff game at Centennial a couple of years ago. They lost 14-13 on a late goal light stand, so he's not exactly an inexperienced backup.
No, he's not, but he hasn't had as many reps as Eckley, so he's going to have to go to his go-to receiver, Paul Elvira, who's got 32 catches, 740 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He's got to step up big tonight if they're going to win this game.
Meanwhile, for Gilbert and Coach Leland Rogers, who played for Howard Schnellenberger at FAU, one of the best college football coaches of all time, he has got a quarterback in Connor Helvig converted to from receiver last year's team, and he is the quarterback this year. He's doing a little bit of everything for them.
Talking to Coach Rogers, he's going to have to step up big and make smart decisions, not turn over the ball. If he can have some success early, Gilbert has a chance to pull off an upset here on homecoming.
Last year's game was pretty close for a while between these two teams. We'll see how it goes tonight. Gilbert and Marcos de Niza next right here on AIA365.com and the AIA Broadcast Network.
Out of good centers, but he says right now that center for Gilbert, number 56, is the best center in the state. So Connor has should have a lot of confidence in that front, especially with Will Kreitler protecting him.
Yeah, and they've got Augie Iona on that defensive line, moved over from offensive line, and he's a guy who they're really looking to play well here tonight and disrupt that Marcos de Niza offense. And for Gilbert, you look at the record at 1-5, a lot of turnover with this program. They only have 3 or 4 guys coming back with any kind of varsity experience whatsoever. A young team like that, even with 20 seniors, young in terms of experience, is going to struggle at times.
Yeah, and another thing is that they don't have the depth that a lot of teams have. So it's key for them to stay healthy, and the depth just isn't there. So you're going against a team like Marcos de Niza, who has more depth, who's bigger and stronger for the most part. If those guys for Gilbert, if they just stay healthy, they have the talent and the coaching that they can compete at a high level in this game. And when I'm down on the field, they do have some big guys up front. Gilbert, they definitely have some guys up front, and they can battle in the trenches against this Marcos de Niza football team.
And one thing about a Roy Lopez team, he's also an assistant wrestling coach at Marcos de Niza. They have an intense strength and conditioning program. You know they're going to be in shape. Captain's meeting at midfield right now. You know they're going to be in shape. You know that they're going to be hitting hard and physically trying to wear you down throughout the course of the night.
Yeah, and that run game that is going to be very, very strong for Marcos de Niza. And the fact that Josh Eckley isn't playing, they're going to rely on that running game a little bit more and rely on that front line. And Andrew Johnson is probably one of the better offensive linemen in the state. So it's going to be the matchup within the matchup is going to be Andrew Johnson and Augie for Gilbert, Augie Iona.
Homecoming night at Gilbert High School. Of course, they have a really good athletic program out here. Boys and girls volleyball state champions a year ago, looking to repeat in both of those sports this year. Trying to get the football program turned around under Coach Leland Rogers. I mentioned he's got his father, Lee, as his offensive coordinator, over 30-plus years of experience. He's got all that knowledge from Howard Schnellenberger. So if he applies any of that, you know he's going to have success eventually. It takes a little bit of time, but his dad and Howard Schnellenberger about as old school as they come. So you're going to see a disciplined football team in Gilbert and a team playing assignment football. And again, as I mentioned, they have to play an outstanding game to have a chance here tonight.
Yeah, and the fact that it's homecoming, it's the biggest crowd of the year for Gilbert. And once they realize that Josh Eckley isn't starting the football game, all-state defensive back Priest Willis is not in the lineup, and Maurice Lee, running back, is not in the lineup, this defense, this team, they're going to have a lot more confidence because they're going to feel like it's not a David versus Goliath situation. They're going to feel, hey, key guys are out for them. Let's go in here and upset these guys. We can get it done.
And again, Coach Roy Lopez talking before the game about the injuries. He's going, shh, don't tell anybody until we're getting ready to play. But he's very concerned without those guys. And again, Priest Willis has 42 scholarship offers. And there's a guy that you're going to be without tonight. Maurice Lee is also a University of Arizona commit along with Paul Elvira, who will play tonight. But Lee, again, is a super tailback, and they're going to miss him. But that's where opportunity comes in, and guys get a chance to step up. And we'll see if they do here tonight. That's one thing I've always loved. Back in the days when I played, even at my school, we had intense competition. We always believed that the backups on our team were going to be better than the opponents that we faced. And they get a chance to prove that tonight.
Yeah, an opportunity knocks, you got to open the door. And we're going to see if Antonio Warren can do that. He has big shoes to fill in Maurice Lee. So the fact that the star power for Marcos de Niza isn't in the lineup somewhat levels the playing field here tonight for Gilbert.
As we kick it off, Gilbert going from right to left. Marcos de Niza in the white uniforms, the mustard-colored gold helmet, and the brown trim, as they take it inside the 20-yard line. And great kickoff coverage by Gilbert on that opening kickoff. Is not much of a chance for Marcos de Niza on the return, as Paul Elvira had his hands on that one. As Marcos de Niza will have it on offense under head coach Roy Lopez. His offensive coordinator is Sean Morin. They run the spread. Andrew Molina, the senior quarterback, will play here tonight. He's only thrown 15 passes this season, 7 out of 15 on his completions this year. He does have 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Amazingly, 17 touchdowns, no interceptions total for this quarterbacking duo with he and Eckley for the Padres as they come out 1st and 10 inside their own 20, and going to be dropped on the first play of the game. Shooting through for Gilbert to make the sack, and a big loss is Eric Hiranaka, and he's a name that you'll hear a lot tonight as a running back and a middle linebacker.
Now for this Gilbert team, that's how you want to start the game. First play of the game, you get a tackle for loss. You're trying to throw a little slip screen to Antonio Warren. Hiranaka doing a great job getting to the backfield, making a play.
That one was almost intercepted. Trying to throw it out to the right side, intended for Antonio Warner, but breaking it up was Dylan Gillette. Antonio Warner is starting for Maurice Lee. At running back, Jacquees Moore. Another running back, Paul Elvira and Cameron Johnson, the receivers. Taylor Blankenship, the tight end. Left to right across the offensive line, Andrew Johnson, Richard Becerra, Jordan's cousin, former Desert Ridge star. Tyler Henson in the middle. Vinny Vital and Dane Wallace across that front. As Molina chased down from behind, just out past the 20-yard line. And Marcos de Niza not getting anything going on their first offensive possession, will have to kick it away.
Now, if you're Coach Rogers, you couldn't expect or hope the game to start any better. 3 and out, 2 tackle for losses. What a great way to start for this Tiger defense. They're going to have great field position, and they're going to bring out their stud, Connor Helvig, and see what he can do, see if he can put some points on the board early.
Jackson Loney kicks it off. Fair catch called for and made just outside his own 40-yard line, far side of the field by Jonathan Rideout. So Gilbert will take over offensively. Very good field position. Let's see where they mark it. Our officiating crew tonight, John Noley, the referee, Dan Noley, Mark Warner, Bob Shervey, I should say, Johnny Price. Gilbert on offense. 2 back with the tight end, might open it a little tonight. Open it up with Connor Helvig at quarterback, Eric Hiranaka and Taylor Malolo, the running backs. Dusty Cook, the tight end. Michael Laser, Maurice Thomas, the receivers. Stephen Bund, Taylor Gooseman as the whistle blows. Will Kreitler, Keely Ellis, and Zach Taylor. The line and offsides on Marcos de Niza, so that 1st and 10 will become a 1st and 5 for the Padres. And they'll play a couple of different defensive looks here tonight, a 4-3 and a 4-4. You've got Richie Becerra, Logan Palmer, Tyler Henson, Kahari Johnson up front, Ozo Cabrera, Andrew Rodriguez, Derek Craig, the backers, Kadeem Stewart, Coleman Griffith in for Priest Willis, Josh Kirkwood, and Dominique Fenstermacher, the defensive backs. 1st and 5 for Gilbert at their own 49, moving right to left, and they try it up the middle. No room whatsoever, running into a wall of white. On his first carry of the game is Taylor Malolo, the junior running back.
Now it's going to be key for Taylor Malolo and Eric Hiranaka to have some success in the running game to take the pressure off Connor Helvig, because if it gets to the point where Gilbert's just throwing every single down, that front of Marcos de Niza is just going to pin their ears back and try to tee off on the quarterback. So it's going to be important that they create some balance, and Taylor Malolo is going to be the main reason for doing that.
2nd and 5 from their own 49 for Gilbert. 10 minutes left in the opening quarter. And a timeout is called by Connor Helvig. Coach Rogers telling me earlier today that had Helvig had a little bit more time to play that quarterback spot, converting from receiver for this year, he'd be a real good one, but he was an all-state receiver a year ago. We'll see if they can move the ball, but a great start by the Gilbert defense, Omar, against that Marcos de Niza offense, and with Molina in for Eckley, and again, we don't know how long. Could be a quarter, could be the whole game, depending upon how things go and what Roy Lopez decides. We'll see if their offense can move the ball against Gilbert's defense, which is obviously fired up tonight, and now Gilbert's offense out there with a shot to make something happen.
Well, from a coach's perspective, you have disciplinary issues with the quarterback, so you want to punish him, set a tone for the team, but you still want to win this game. So if this game is close in the 4th quarter or 3rd quarter, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Josh Eckley.
2nd and 5 from the 49. Helvig on the pitch. This is Malolo again, breaking tackles, moving that pile forward inside the 45 to the 42-yard line, picking up 8+ and a 1st down for Gilbert, running behind the left side of that offensive line. Helvig on the pitch. This is Malolo.
Good job protecting the ball, running behind his pads, keeping his pad level low, taking the contact on with his helmet and shoulder pads, not letting the defenders get to his legs. Well-executed toss play. They're establishing the run early.
See what they do on 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Marcos de Niza. Near side of the field, moving right to left. 9:28 and counting left in the opening quarter. Gilbert's opening possession of the game after a defensive stop. And Helvig, with some miscommunication, had to keep that one. Tried to hand it off to his right side to Hiranaka. Unable to make that handoff. Just tried to bury his head into the middle of that line of scrimmage and got nowhere. Maybe a yard.
Good decision by Connor Helvig, because if he was to hand that ball off to Taylor Malolo, it would have been a 5-yard loss, because defensive tackle Kahari Johnson shot the gap and was in the backfield before the running back was able to even touch the ball.
They hand it to the up back. Nowhere to go for Augie Iona, who's going to play some fullback and some tight end tonight. Also a big part of their defensive line. Stuffed by a group of Marcos de Niza tacklers. Just got it inside the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and about 10. A big play early for both teams.
I'm sure Coach Lopez is very excited on that particular play, because he highly respects center Will Kreitler, and that defensive front did a good job clogging up the middle on 2nd down.
See what Helvig does here. Has good protection as he goes to pass. They set up a middle screen. It is complete at the 43-yard line. That one caught by Dusty Cook, but immediately cut down as soon as he caught the football, right at the 40-yard line. Very good defense by Marcos de Niza. First one to hit him was Ozo Cabrera from that linebacker spot.
They try to set up the screen, but right tackle Zach Taylor is supposed to release and go upfield to block the linebacker, and Zach stayed on the defensive end a little bit too long, so once the receiver turned around, linebacker's right there in his face. Zach's got to get upfield and make that play.
To kick it for Gilbert as Jarris Knowles receives the snap just around midfield, a high booming kick. A fair catch called for by Marcos de Niza's return man and made at right around the 17-yard line by Cameron Johnson, and that's where Marcos de Niza will take over with their second offensive possession of the game. And talking about a team that averages over 37 points per game, almost 500 yards per game. Again, their lone loss of the season came against Ironwood Ridge, a team that knocked off Centennial a week ago. They beat Chaparral in a close game earlier this year in a game you had with Craig Grelu. Marcos de Niza moving left to right. Near side of the field, you have that breast cancer awareness ribbon on the 20-yard line there. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Molina works out of the gun for Marcos with nobody in the backfield. Little misdirection play. Taking it up the middle and cutting to his left, out past the 30 to about the 34-yard line. For Marcos de Niza is Jacquez Moore. A little misdirection on the fake handoff to Warner, who was coming around in motion. 1st and 10 from the 34. Molina out of the gun again. Here's Warner coming left to right in motion, picking his way through the right side of that Gilbert defense. Out past the 40 to the 41 and the 42-yard line. Gain of 6, maybe 7 on the play. It'll be second and about 3.
Well, they bring Antonio Warren from a slot position around in motion, hand the ball off to him with the 2 pulling linemen. He does a good job getting yards after contact.
Same play as last time. Molina now cutting back to his left, out past the 45-yard line. And he is cut down there by Gilbert's Kyle Faust. Their defense, speaking of the Tigers, they were so quick to get off the field last time in their 4-3. Head coach Rogers likes to run that defense. We'll get him set for you in just a second. Molina fakes it again to Warner and hands it off. Heading to the left side is Jacquez Moore, hitting the sideline at the 35-30, 25-20. And ridden out of bounds. Let's see where they spot that one. Inside the 20-yard line at the 15-yard line. So Marcos de Niza gets into the red zone, knocking on the door.
They say football is a game of inches, and that is holding true because on that particular play, defensive end, Kyle Foss had the play in the backfield but just couldn't get his hands on the ball carrier.
Molina rolling right after a fake handoff, going to throw it deep into the corner of the end zone, pulled down, touchdown for Marcos de Niza. 15 yards out, he goes to Paul Elvira, and that's a good decision when you're a quarterback. 6-0 Padres.
Paul Elvira, the go-to receiver. That's his 9th touchdown of the season. Good size, great hands, did a good job running into the post, breaking back out to the corner. Molina gave him a ball. That back part of the end zone, pulled it down, got 1 foot in. Touchdown, Marcos.
The extra point is up and good off of the foot of Jaron Jones. 6:11 left in the opening quarter. A 15-yard touchdown pass from Molina to Paul Elvira. 7-0 Marcos de Niza over Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, and this is a pop quiz.
At Buick, we think luxury should be something you can live in every day, right where you are, wherever you are. It's an entirely new approach to luxury. And now,
hundreds. I gotta stop scheduling these recording sessions so close to lunch.
If you want answers about saving money, you want a Farmer's agent. We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
To speak with a Farmer's agent in your community, call 888-96-FARMERS.
from SiriusXM, and 2 years of routine maintenance that covers everything from oil changes to tire rotations. The Experience Buick Lease. It's a whole new lease on luxury. Maintenance plan covers select scheduled maintenance up to 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Visit experiencebuick.com for complete details. Visit OnStar.com for coverage and system limitations.
Seven to nothing, Marcos de Niza here at Gilbert High School as the Padres kick it off from left to right, just outside his own goal line, taking it across the right side, out past the 20, the 25, and the 30-yard line. It was Jonathan Rideout, 5'9", 165-pound senior for the Gilbert Tigers, coming back out on offense. They had great field position. Omar on their first possession, but couldn't get anything going against that real tough Marcos de Niza defense.
Yeah, it's going to be important. Now, Connor's going to have to throw the ball some, and he's going to have to show how effective he is as a passer, because after that initial first run, Marcos de Niza bowled up and stopped the run. So they're basically going to try to make him pass and see if he can beat them.
On the far side of the field, going right to left, Connor Helvig out of the shotgun. And he has got Wyatt Leahy next to him in the backfield. Going to fire it over the middle, has a receiver breaking free. Inside of Marcos de Niza territory, incomplete. Intended for Michael Laser, who runs like a laser, but Dominique Fenstermacher on the coverage knocked it down nicely that time.
Laser did a good job getting inside of Fenstermacher on the post. Well-delivered ball by Connor. Laser's got to pull that ball in. He had to stretch out, but he's capable of making those type of plays.
2nd and 10 from their own 30-yard line for Gilbert. I formation in the backfield with Iona, the up back. And Malolo behind him. Malolo gets the handoff, tries the right side, and met chest to chest by Marcos de Niza's Taylor Blankenship. Linebacker, as well as a couple of teammates, maybe a yard or two on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Now, Marcos is in that 4-4 defense. So they got 4 D linemen, 4 linebackers. You only got 2 corners and 1 safety. So basically, defensive coordinator, Coach Dayub, is basically telling Gilbert, you got to pass to beat us. We're not going to allow you to run the ball.
Malolo in the backfield with Helvig by himself, 3 wide receivers to the left side. Helvig gets rushed, has to break it out to the right side on the run, firing down inside of Gilbert territory. That one is incomplete. Again, intended for Laser. Good coverage for Marcos de Niza that time down the field as they make the play, and Gilbert will be forced to punt it again.
Now, Helvig had good time on that particular play. He had Laser coming from left all the way across the field to the right. Threw him a nice ball. Defensive back Kadeem Stewart had a chance to intercept it, and off the deflection, Laser had a chance to catch it. That's 2 balls so far that Laser had a chance to pull in but didn't.
Kyle Faust on the kick, pretty good one. High spiral, fielded at the 34-yard line by Marcos de Niza. Coming back the other way, breaking tackles through the middle of that return coverage is Cameron Johnson. Good field position for the Padres as he takes it out to his own 49-yard line. Gang tackled there by that Gilbert coverage team. Jim Grieshaber and Omar Smith here with you on the AIA Broadcast Network at Gilbert High School on homecoming for the Tigers at 1-5 coming in, looking for the big upset over the 5-1 Padres of Marcos de Niza. Roy Lopez's team looking to make a state championship run this year. They lost Tommy Thornton, their quarterback, to Wyoming. And Adam Pavlenko, great linebacker, went to Iowa State. 1st and 10 from the 49. Molina with Warner coming across in motion, sets up a screen. Here comes Warner on the left side, inside the 45-40, making tacklers miss to the 30, the 25, and falling forward right to the 25-yard line. A big play for Marcos de Niza on that one as he takes it 26 yards and picks up the 1st down.
The screen play, well called, well executed. Faked the ball to Jaquiz Moore on the fly sweep. Got the ball to Antonio Warren, and he has some breakaway speed. I'm very impressed with this young player right here.
Molina rolling right out of the shotgun, fires out to that side, caught at the 21, inside the 20, and down to the 18-yard line goes Kyle Faust. He is dumped to the ground by Gilbert's Adam Astorga. Check that. That was Taylor Blankenship on the catch. Astorga on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 2 on the -17-yard line. Coming across in motion from left to right and taking the handoff with a flag coming in is Antonio Warner. Didn't get much on that play, but we'll see what the call is.
You might have gotten a hold by Marcos.
Personal foul, face mask on Gilbert. So that's going to be half the distance to the goal for Marcos de Niza, which will take the football all the way down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
But down here in the red zone, it's going to be key that front line gets some penetration, because down here, Roy Lopez likes to run the ball inside the 10.
Will Kreitler on the face mask. Here's Molina. Warner coming across from left to right, fighting. I think the football popped out. I think Gilbert has it. Warner had it knocked out of there. Nope. He came up with the football on the bottom of the pile, but it was free for a second there.
Now, when you got a young player who doesn't get a lot of game reps, ball security could be an issue, because in practice, they hit, but they don't really tackle to the ground. And he doesn't have as many game reps as you would want him to have. And you see it right here. He loses control of that ball. Fortunately, he got back on top of it.
2nd and goal from the 4 on the near side. Left to right for Marcos de Niza. Molina out of the gun. On his left side is Warner. Warner takes it up the middle, hit at the 5, and dumped down at the 4-yard line. It was 14 and 41. Adam Astorga and Ryan Owens, who met him, got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and goal with just under 3 minutes left. Marcos de Niza looking to add to their 7-0 lead.
Outside linebacker Adam Astorga coming off the edge on a blitz, and he's the first one on the spot when Warren gets that football off the handoff from Molina.
Molina by himself now out of the gun. Going to throw it wide open receiver right down the middle of the field. Everybody forgot to cover Jacquez Moore. Jacquez Moore with a 4-yard touchdown catch from Andrew Molina. Molina's 2nd touchdown pass of the game, and I don't think they're missing Josh Eckley all that much.
No, because Molina's making it easy. He's getting the ball into the hands of his playmakers. He got Antonio Warren and Jacquez Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Second big play. He had a big play in the first drive and then a touchdown there. And with this offense playing the way that they're playing right now, we might not see Eckley at all.
Jaron Jones puts the extra point through out of the hole to Molina. 2:38 left in the opening quarter. 14-0. Marcos de Niza leading Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Your Arizona Rattlers are the 2012 AFL World Champions. After a resounding and hard-fought victory,
Jim, this isn't the end of the quarter, is it?
Your Snakes have brought the buck.
Nope. 2:38 left.
Don't miss a single game next season as the Rattlers battle
All right.
to win their crown and title. 2013 season tickets are on sale now. Get a whole season of hard-hitting football for as low as $45. Call
Thank you.
602-514-TDTD to reserve yours today.
Ready to finish your college degree? Transfer to Grand Canyon University. Arizona's private Christian college, GCU offers comprehensive programs for both traditional and online students at exceptional values. Choose from degrees in business, liberal arts and science, fine arts, education, and healthcare. Contact us today for your personal transfer plan, detailed course schedule, and scholarship opportunities. Need to locate your transcripts? We'll help you find them. Visit transfertogcu.com.
Marcos de Niza kicking it off to Gilbert. Jaron Jones boots it right at the goal line. Again, taking it for the Tigers right up the middle, out past the 20 to about the 24-yard line is Jonathan Rideout. Jim Grieshaber and Omar Smith here on the AIA Broadcast Network at Gilbert High School. Marcos de Niza with 15-yard and 4-yard touchdown passes from Andrew Molina, stepping in for Josh Eckley, who's not playing tonight for violating team rules. Paul Elvira with the first touchdown catch, and Jacquez Moore the second one, as the Padres out to the 14-0 start. Their defense really set the tone after their offense went 3 and out on their opening possession. You see if Gilbert can get anything going offensively under quarterback Connor Helvig, who Roy Lopez told me the 3 keys to the game were contain Helvig, and contain Helvig as they try to run it up the middle. And Taylor Malolo swarmed by Padre defenders. Maybe 1.5 yards on the play. Marcos de Niza very tough and very physical up front.
Marcos de Niza linebackers are coming straight downhill on the snap of the ball. So to soften them up, Gilbert's going to have to run some play action. Get Connor moving in the pocket. Make this linebackers, make them read and react and not just attack.
As we hit the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter, Helvig got under center on 2nd and 10 from the 23. They try the left side this time. Fighting through would-be tacklers out to the 28 and maybe the 29-yard line. Being swarmed there is Malolo. Had the lead blocker out in front. Hiranaka trying to clear that way for him. Spot that football just inside the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 4.
To the exception of the very first offensive play of the game, this Marcos de Niza defense, in particular the front 8, has done a great job against the run.
Helvig out of the gun. He's got Malolo next to him. And motion from the left to the right is Laser. He comes set over there and firing over the middle, incomplete to Hiranaka. Looked like Hiranaka never saw that one coming, and Helvig took a big-time shot as he let that one go.
Yeah, as I mentioned, those inside linebackers are coming downhill right now. Seems to be a little bit of a miscommunication because Hiranaka and Kyle Foss, tight end, was in the same exact spot when Connor delivered the ball, resulting in a 3 and out.
They'll have to kick it again. Kyle Faust, not a real good kick, bounces at the Marcos de Niza 40. Oh, just getting out of the way of it is Elvira. Thought about trying to scoop that one up. Bounces down inside the 30 and down at the 28-yard line by Gilbert's Maurice Thomas. Again, if you're just joining us, Marcos de Niza, the number 4 team in Division II at 5-1, playing without quarterback Josh Eckley. Disciplinary reasons tonight. Might see action. Roy Lopez going to take it as it goes. Maurice Lee, their all-everything tailback, is out with a thigh bruise, and Priest Willis with a stiff back. The best defensive back in Arizona, maybe on the West Coast, with 42 major Division I scholarship offers. 1st and 10 for Marcos de Niza at their own 29-yard line, just under a minute left in the opening quarter, and they run in motion from left to right. Coming around to take the handoff is Antonio Warner. Tripped up in the open field after a gain of about 4 on the play. Give him 5, it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Great play by defensive end / outside linebacker Tanner Dietrich. Doing a good job making Antonio Warren bubble out. And then once Antonio turned the corner, he was able to wrap him up.
Warner goes out to the left side for Molina, out of the gun. Has a receiver break free over the middle, hits him at the 40. Cutting across at the 45 at midfield. Look out, turning on the Jets. Inside Gilbert territory to the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Diving for the pylon and getting ridden out of bounds before he gets there is Jacques Moore. And making the play to save the touchdown is Jonathan Rideout. But Marcos de Niza with a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Wow, looks like Jacques Moore is having a coming out party because early in this game, he's the most outstanding, the most explosive player on this field. 3rd huge play, catches a little hitch route, makes 3 guys miss, and then turns on the afterburners for a huge gain for the Padres offense.
63 yards on the play. 1st and goal from the 3 for the Padres, already leading 14-0, 9 seconds left in the opening quarter. Molina fake the handoff, now back to throw it, being chased, and throws an interception, picked off in the end zone by Gilbert. Coming up the far sideline to the right side is James Hardman, racing all the way out past the 35 and the 40 at midfield, and dumped down at the 48-yard line of Marcos de Niza by Richard Becerra. So an ill-advised throw under pressure by Andrew Molina, and Marcos de Niza blows a golden opportunity. Now Gilbert has one.
Great play by Hardman. One-handed catch in the end zone and deciding to take it upfield and making a huge play for this Gilbert Tiger defense. What a momentum shift. Can the offense take advantage?
At the end of the first quarter, 14-0 Marcos de Niza over Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Hey, you've reached Pat. Can't get to the phone. I'm at the barber shop.
At Buick, we think luxury should be something you can live in every day. Right where you are, wherever you are. It's an entirely new approach to luxury. And now, Buick is giving you an entirely new way to experience it. Introducing the Experience Buick Lease. Drive the Buick you want with the premium services you want, all included for 2 years. That's 2 years of hands-free calling, roadside assistance, and turn-by-turn navigation with OnStar. 2 years of news, sports, and commercial-free music from SiriusXM. And 2 years of routine maintenance that covers everything from oil changes to tire rotations. The Experience Buick Lease. It's a whole new lease on luxury. Maintenance plan covers select scheduled maintenance up to 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Visit experiencebuick.com for complete details. Visit OnStar.com for coverage and system limitations.
It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma. Critical role in a student's overall education. In high school sports, by greater levels of achievement. Think again. Arizona Interscholastic Association and the Arizona Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back at Gilbert High School, Jim Griesaber and Omar Smith, end of the first quarter, 14-0. Marcos de Niza the lead over Gilbert as they ran an untimed play while we were away, Omar. Not quite sure what that was about, but an 18-yard run for Connor Helvig. And let's see where they spot the football. Actually, they put it at the 18-yard line, so a 13-yard run for Helvig. And we switch sides with Marcos de Niza leading 14-0. So a real good start to the game for Andrew Molina, filling in for Josh Eckley with a couple of touchdown passes, one to Paul Elvira and one to Jacques Moore from 15 and 4 yards respectively. But then he threw the interception in the end zone as it was picked off by James Hardman.
Yep. I think on that particular play, I think Coach Lopez and Molina maybe got a little too cute on that particular play. You've had success running the ball. You got the huge run by Jacques Moore to get you down there. Why not run it on first play? They came with a little funky formation, play-action pass, and Molina didn't have a receiver to go to initially, and he rolled back to his left and then just forced the ball, and the result of that was that interception by Hardman.
Yeah, and what had happened is there was an illegal block on the play, on the interception return, and they had penalized him. So now they are getting ready to get started here in the second quarter. 14-0 Marcos de Niza over Gilbert on homecoming night here at Gilbert High School. Gilbert at 1-5 under Leland Rogers, the first-year head coach. 5-1 Padres of Marcos de Niza under Coach Roy Lopez, and Gilbert trying to get something going on offense. They've had real trouble so far tonight.
And it's going to be important for them to get something going. They need to move the chains. They haven't had a first down. And the thing is, if they continue to go 3 and out, it's going to affect the defense. The defense is tired. They've been playing their tail off. They need to regroup. And for that to happen, offense needs to move the chains.
Helvig working out of the gun on the far side of the field now. Moving from left to right in the all black with the white numbers and the black helmets with the silver numbers on the side as Helvig takes the snap out of the gun, rolling to his right, chased, and trying to throw it away, almost picked off down the field by Marcos de Niza's Ozo Cabrera. Helvig was running for his life, closing fast for Marcos de Niza was Derek Craig, the senior linebacker.
Now, Coach Rogers, the head coach of Gilbert, this is what he was talking about. Talking about Connor Helvig making smart decisions, okay? His initial receiver wasn't there. He rolled out. He was out of the pocket. He was getting pressure from Derek Craig. Just throw the ball out of bounds. He's trying to force a play, and it was almost intercepted. Luckily for the Tigers, it wasn't.
Of course, Pablo Rios will have our scores at halftime coming up. Big night around the Valley. So many teams trying to separate themselves in those playoff races as Helvig on second down slings it out to the right side. Caught out past the 25 to the 30-yard line goes Dusty Cook. Brought down by Ozo Cabrera. Dusty Cook, the big tight end, making a big play for Gilbert as they pick up the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 31.
I'll tell you what, that Gilbert defense is very happy that this was the first down. So now they got a little bit more time to catch their breath. Offense made a play, moved the chains. Let's see if that first down can create some momentum, some confidence for this Gilbert Tiger offense.
Speaking of Pablo Rios, don't forget to join us tomorrow morning, 9 to 11, for Arizona Sports Preps 365 on Arizona Sports 620. Dave Zorn in for Craig Grelu with me tomorrow. 1st and 10 from their own 31 for Gilbert. Helvig patient in the pocket. That one is caught out past the 40, right along the near sideline to the 41-yard line. And again, utilizing those big guys, Dusty Cook on the catch.
Second time in a row they brought Dusty Cook from the left, crossing on a crossing route to the right side. Connor got his eyes on Dusty Cook, delivered a good ball. Safety Kadeem Stewart did a good job getting him on the ground.
Gain of 11. 1st and 10 from the 42, just under 11 minutes left in the first half. 14-0 Marcos de Niza. Helvig, a quick throw out to his left, incomplete. Intended for Michael Laser. I heard the footsteps of Ozo Cabrera headed in his direction. It'll be 2nd down.
Michael Laser not on the same page as Connor Helvig. Laser's already dropped two passes already. That's something they need to get on the same page, because if they're going to win this game, Helvig and Laser are going to have to be on the same page.
2nd and 10 from their own 42. Near side of the field, left to right for Gilbert. 10:47 left in the second quarter. Handoff straight up the middle, past midfield, and diving forward into Marcos de Niza territory is Taylor Malolo. Tripped up around the ankles. One of the linemen headed downfield for Marcos de Niza, got a hand on him. Jay Mariscal.
I like the play call by Leland Rogers Sr. Way to catch Marcos de Niza off guard, spread him out. You've thrown a couple passes. Now you hit him with the draw. Those linebackers, they see the quarterback drop back to pass. They start getting into the hook zones. You hand it off. Now there's 10 yards of space. They got to try to come up and make a tackle.
1st and 10 from the Marcos de Niza 48. Helvig standing tall in the pocket, flings it out to the right side. Inside the 45, down toward the 40. On a nice catch and run goes Eric Hiranaka, the big fullback. A couple of defenders running him out for Marcos de Niza. Ozo Cabrera running all over the field tonight was one of them. And they are just about at the 40-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 2 as they come up to the line of scrimmage with Malolo on the left side of Helvig, who's in the gun. A receiver each way for Helvig on the near side of the field. The field in very good condition, by the way, checking it out before the game. Helvig on a design rollout to his left, looking for Hiranaka in the flat. Waits an extra second, finds him inside the 30. Beautiful touch on that throw, and Hiranaka picking up some yardage. Nice job by the Gilbert offense, and particularly the quarterback, Connor Helvig, with the patience on that one.
Very good. And if you're watching online, you'll see the replay here. Connor Helvig doing a good job holding on to that ball to the last minute and allowing Hiranaka to break free. Once Connor Helvig gets towards the line of scrimmage, those D linemen and linebackers are coming up to make a play, and he just pops right over him.
Stopped by Kadeem Stewart, 1st and 10 from the 31, or 26 rather, of Marcos de Niza. On the far side of the field for Gilbert. Helvig has it tipped and intercepted at the 20-yard line. So the Padres get it right back, and on the interception is Kadeem Stewart. Dusty Cook couldn't hang on to that throw, got a hand on it for Gilbert.
Connor had great protection, had the receiver, threw it a little high, but Dusty Cook had his hands on it. When you're going against a team you're outmatched by, those are the type of plays you have to make, and you can't give the ball back to this high-powered offense, and that's what happens. So now they're going to put the pressure back on this Gilbert Tiger defense to see if they can rally their troops and get the ball back for their offense.
Andrew Molina, the senior quarterback, 5'10", 170 in for Josh Eckley, who has 14 touchdowns and no interceptions. Molina out of the gun, flings it out to Elvira on the left, out past the 25-30, along the near sideline, 35-40, and shoved out of bounds just past the 40-yard line by Wyatt Leahy. Let's see where they spot that football. Just a basic play to Elvira, and let your everything wide out who's headed to the University of Arizona make things happen. They spot it at the 39, 19 yards and a first down.
They bring Elvira in motion and then throw the bubble screen to him. Tigers decided to blitz on that play, and it didn't work out too good.
First and 10 with 9:31 left. They fling it out to the right side. This one caught by Jacquez Moore, still on his feet, out past the 45 at midfield, and dumped down at the 47-yard line. Getting a hand on him was Hiranaka, the middle linebacker. But a great completion, again, by Molina, and a lot of work being done after the catch.
Jacquez Moore doing his Barry Sanders impression, falling down, putting his hand on the ground, spinning out of it, creating more yards with his legs.
First and 10 from the 47, a couple of fakes for Molina. First option's covered, now going to his left, and he's going to be sacked. First guy to hit him was Kyle Faust, but credit the Gilbert DBs on that one, taking away every option he had. A big loss all the way back to his own 47-yard line. Loss of 6 on the play.
That particular play, they double covered wide receiver Paul Elvira, which was Molina's first option. So you take away his first option and let that pass rush get off blocks, the result is a sack for the Tigers.
Second and 16 from their own 47, right in the middle of the field. Molina has 4 wideouts, 2 each way, sprints out to his right, fires it along that sideline. Caught by Elvira just inside the 40 of Gilbert. He's dumped to the ground by James Hardman, who had the big interception in the end zone. So they pick up 13 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3, just inside of 8.5 minutes left in the first half.
It's 3rd down, key play for this Gilbert Tiger defense. They're starting to look a little tired, so they need to bow up right here.
Warner to the right of Molina, now goes in motion left. They dump it out to him on the screen pass, and he's going to lose a couple. What a great play by Gilbert's Dylan Gillette. Coming right at us toward the near side of the field, and they were ready for that one.
That's a huge play, huge stop on 3rd down. Tackle for loss. Cornerback came up, made a nice, solid tackle.
Ryan Owens in on that as well. So 4th down and about 5 for Marcos de Niza at the 42. They're going to go for it. Molina better look out. Backside pressure coming, and he will go down. The first guy to get there was Kyle Faust. Molina was able to get away, but Alexander Valadez cleaned it up. And a turnover on downs. Gilbert will take over at its own 48. Gutsy call by Marcos de Niza to not punt that one away.
Yeah, that's a big defensive stop right there. And not only that, they stopped him on 4 downs. So that's going to be a confidence builder, not only for this Tiger defense, but for the Tiger offense as well.
7:39 left in the half, 14-0, Marcos de Niza. Timeout called on the field. Sideline warning on Marcos de Niza, meaning that coaches and or players were too far out on the field, and Roy Lopez in the ear of an official on the other side of the field. Andrew Molina getting the start for Josh Eckley. Team rules issue for him. Molina with a 15-yard pass to Paul Elvira and a 4-yarder to Jacquez Moore. But Gilbert with Connor Helvig just about midfield now. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Helvig slings it out to his left side, caught at midfield, down to the 46-yard line, all the way across to the far side of the field. Goes Hiranaka, Dominique Fenstermacher on the tackle. As they pick up 6 on the play, it'll be 2nd and 4.
Tell you what, this offensive front for Gilbert is doing a great job giving Connor Helvig time to look down the field and check it down to his running backs whether it be Taylor Malolo or Eric Hironaka.
Turnover on downs after the interception. 14th turnover of the year for Marcos de Niza on their defensive side, as Helvig with a beautiful touch pass along the right side at the 40 and down to the 35-yard line to Hironaka.
One thing I talked about earlier, you got to move the pocket for Connor Helvig. Don't let him just drop straight back. Marcos is going to pin their ears back. Last series and this series, they're doing some sprint outs, letting him move, and he's able to see receivers, see the routes develop, and get the ball out of his hands.
Kadeem Stewart on the tackle. Remember, Priest Willis is not playing tonight with a tight back. He averages about 20 tackles a game for Marcos de Niza. Almost at the 6.5-minute mark. 1st and 10 from the Marcos de Niza 34 for Gilbert. Near side of the field, Helvig all day to throw. Everybody covered, flushed out of the pocket eventually by Josh Kirkwood, the senior. Just threw it away. Smart play by Gilbert's quarterback to get rid of that football, Connor Helvig, the senior.
Even though it was an incomplete pass, I like that play. I like the decision. The receivers weren't open. They were covered. He didn't try to force it. He didn't try to make something out of nothing. Got rid of the ball, lived to fight another down.
Marcos de Niza great on defense, tackling as well. Haven't seen really any broken tackles tonight. A lot of one-on-ones in the open field. Helvig up under center, I formation behind him. Malolo on the ball fake. Helvig gets a rush up the middle. Ball fake gets him away, tries the right sideline, incomplete, as that one was intended for Dusty Cook, with Kadeem Stewart right there in his shirt on defense. Crowd thought he got there a little bit early, but it looked like a good play to me.
Yeah, it did look like a good play. Didn't have that left arm wrapped around the receiver. Competed very well for it. Dusty Cook might have had a chance if Kadeem Stewart didn't get his hand on it.
Third down and 10 for Gilbert. 34-yard line of Marcos de Niza, 6-19 left in the first half. Gilbert trailing 14-0 here on homecoming night, trying to stay in this game. Helvig from the gun, pocket collapsing, hit as he throws over the middle, incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended target, Michael Swenson, but very good defense by Marcos de Niza. I believe Kadeem Stewart knocked that one down again.
Yeah, it was very tight coverage. Earlier in the game, Marcos de Niza were playing some zone coverage. They decided to place a man right there. Nice tight window. Good coverage by Kadeem Stewart and cornerback Josh Kirkwood.
And Helvig at 6'5", able to see over the top. So on 4th and 10 from the 34, looks like Gilbert's going to try a field goal. Now this would be a 50-yard field goal out of the hold of Kyle Faust. Let's see if Austin Carver can put it through. Nowhere close, about 10 yards short. So Marcos de Niza had the ball right around the same spot on the field, just on the other side. They go for it, can't pick it up, and then Gilbert misses a field goal. So 6:08 left in the half, still 14-0 Padres. And after all that, they'll get the ball back. Farmers Insurance is proud to be a part of the Phoenix community and a longtime partner of the Arizona Interscholastic Association. Since 1928, Farmers has served communities and provided superior service to millions of customers. See how your knowledgeable local farmers agent can save you money. Call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com. That's 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com. We are insurance. We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Can't get that one out of my head.
Good sound effect.
Great partner, too, of the AIA for years now. Doing so much to help the kids here in Arizona. 6:08 left in the first half. Jim Griesaber, Omar Smith on the AIA Broadcast Network. Marcos de Niza 14 and Gilbert nothing here on a stale night, to say the least, at Gilbert High School. As taking it from left to right and being dumped down in the backfield, maybe right at the line of scrimmage, is Antonio Warner with a flag down. See what the call is here.
Defensive end Tanner Dietrich doing a good job getting upfield, forcing Antonio Warner to cut upfield. And Adam Astorga was right there to make the play. Good tackle as Antonio Warner tried to jump up. And I like to see that passion out of defensive players. Makes a good tackle, gets up, cheering his guys on.
Holding call on Marcos de Niza will back them up inside the 10-yard line. They're on the far side of the field, moving right to left. No breeze at all tonight. Weather getting a little cooler here in October. A really good night for football. Warner coming in motion to the left. Here's Molina, has a wide open receiver at the 16. Out past the 20, 25, 30, coming to the near side, up the left sideline, midfield. And run down from behind by Hiranaka after a big gain is Jacquez Moore. There he is again. He's turned on the burners. Picked up just about 50 on that one. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 45 of Gilbert.
He's having a heck of a night. Every time he touches the ball, he's making explosive plays. On this particular play, he runs a stop route, catches it, and picks up a key crackback block from Cameron Johnson.
Here comes Jacquez in motion. Molina the fake out of the gun. All day to throw it. Now flushed out of the pocket to his right. Fires from midfield. It's caught inside the 30. Down inside the 25 and ridden down by a couple of tacklers is Warner out of the backfield. Gilbert's ride out was there along with a couple of his friends, but a nice throw by Molina.
Now, Molina had all day to throw on that particular play. The Tigers only rushed 3 and dropped 8 into coverage. And once Molina starts to run the ball, linebacker had to come out of his zone, and that's where the void was. Antonio Warren right in that zone to make a huge play.
James Hardman in on the tackle as well. 1st and 10 from the 22 far side as they loft it toward the corner of the end zone. Molina up in the air. Going for Elvira, double covered down there, knocked down by Rideout. He had Hardman, the linebacker, all the way down the field with him. It'll be 2nd down.
Now Molina predetermined where he was going to go with that ball. He knew he was going to go up top to Elvira, regardless of the coverage. If he would have read the coverage, he would have went elsewhere. Great job by safety Jonathan Rideout getting over top of that ball and getting the ball out.
How about Hardman playing corner? They had the freshman Bryson Palmer out there at the beginning of the game. On 2nd down, Molina, plenty of time, flings it out to Elvira on the right, makes Hardman miss, makes another tackler miss. Nope, holding on and dumping him at the 12-yard line, barely, maybe saving a touchdown, was Rideout. It looked like Elvira had gotten by him, but just barely tripping him by his toe.
Now, Rideout is one of their better athletes. Coach Rogers talked about him in the return game and in the secondary. He's a safety and corner. Very good tackle on the tough receiver to bring him down in Elvira.
Good shot on the replay if you're watching us online. Molina on 1st down. They go right up the middle, down inside the 10 to about the 6-yard line goes Molina, keeping the football himself. Picks up about 5 on the play. They can get a 1st down without scoring if they take it down to the 1. Marcos de Niza looking to add to their 14-0 lead here at Gilbert.
Now, Molina not known for his mobility, but he can run a little bit. And when he runs behind left guard Richard Becerra, he's going to have success.
He's alone in the gun with 4 receivers. Now Warner coming in motion left to right, takes the handoff, cuts back to the left side, and waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown. Antonio Warner takes it in at the 4:05 mark from 5 yards out, and Marcos de Niza up 20-0.
Little inside zone play for the Padres. Defensive lineman 89, Augie Iona, had a chance to wrap him up before he crossed the goal line, but Warren slipped through that tackle in for the score.
Another point after attempt for Marcos de Niza's Jaron Jones. And he nails it. So 4:05 left in the half, 21-0 Marcos de Niza over Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Looking for an amazing college experience? Grand Canyon University is the perfect place to earn your degree. With fun and friendly campus life, GCU offers the personal attention of professors who know you by name. Our undergraduate and graduate programs are supported by a 60-year heritage of quality Christian education and will put you on the right path to finding your purpose. Pursue your degree on campus, online, or in the evening. Register now at gcu.edu/purpose.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, and this is a pop quiz. What's the best way to find out what your auto policy covers? A, smash your car up and see how much your insurance pays, or B, talk to a farmer's agent and see if you have the coverage you want. The answer is B. Please don't attempt A. That's just crazy town.
If you want answers about auto insurance, you want a farmer's agent. We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Yard touchdown run. And the kickoff fielded on the far side of the field, coming left to right, is Hardman, who's been busy tonight. He's dumped just inside his own 35-yard line. Where will you be spending your Sundays? If you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, then it will be at University of Phoenix Stadium. Get your Cardinals season tickets right now by calling 602-379-0102 or log on to azcardinals.com. Arizona Cardinals football, play as many, stand as one. Kevin Cobb probably felt like one last night. He's been sacked 17 times in the last 2 weeks as the Cardinals lost for the first time last night.
Coach Wisenhunt is going to have to show up that O-line to give Cobb some more time. If not, we're going to be seeing Skelton that lineup very soon.
1st and 10 from their own 34 for Gilbert. Looking for receivers is Helvig. Going to tuck it and run out past the 40. Weaving past tacklers close to midfield. Cutting to his left and cut down in the open field. A great tackle by Marcos de Niza's Dakota Miller, but Helvig picks up 12 yards and a first down. That's a nice run by the senior QB. Thought there's a flag. There is a flag down right where Helvig was tackled at the 48. Let's get the call from John Noli. Personal foul on Marcos de Niza, so that's going to tack on 15 more. Added to that first down run by Helvig, showing some nifty footwork there. He was an all-state receiver a year ago, and you're not an all-state receiver if you don't have pretty good footwork.
Yeah, and when Connor decides to tuck the ball and run, he resorts right back to his wide receiver days. He's very athletic. He can stop and start on a dime. He can make people miss. That might be something that Coach Rogers tells him to do more. If his first or second read isn't there, tuck it and run.
Helvig out of the gun with Malolo on his right. In motion from left to right goes Tyler Turnbull. Far side of the field for Gilbert. 1st and 10 from the Marcos de Niza 37-yard line as Helvig throws it incomplete down the left side. Just a little bit too far for his intended target. He's gone in the direction of Michael Laser several times tonight. That one was a laser. Maybe need a little more touch on it.
Yeah, put a little bit too much firepower on that particular ball. Now, Laser is a playmaker. They're going to have to find ways to get the ball into his hands. There's been some miscommunication between those two earlier in the half, but they got to find a way to get Laser the ball.
Laser, I formation on 2nd and 10 from the 37. Helvig again. Forced to run it right up the middle, cutting to his right side at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. How about Connor Helvig turning on the Jets and outrunning the entire Padres defense into the end zone. 37 yards on the score for the senior quarterback, and Gilbert is on the board.
Now that's saying something because this Marcos de Niza Padres defense has some athletes, they have some speed. Once he broke free, hit that cutback, I didn't expect him to turn it on like he did, but he does have some wheels. And not only am I a believer, that Marcos de Niza defense is a believer in Connor Helvig's speed.
Absolute Jets on his feet. As the extra point almost blocked, but kicked up and good by Gilbert's Austin Carver. 3:10 left in the half, 21-7 now. Marcos de Niza over Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
At Buick, we think luxury should be something you can live in every day. Right where you are, wherever you are. It's an entirely new approach to luxury. And now, Buick is giving you an entirely new way to experience it. Introducing the Experience Buick Lease. Drive the Buick you want with the premium services you want, all included for 2 years. That's 2 years of hands-free calling, roadside assistance, and turn-by-turn navigation with OnStar. 2 years of news, sports, and commercial-free music from SiriusXM. And 2 years of routine maintenance that covers everything from oil changes to tire rotations. The Experience Buick Lease. It's a whole new lease on luxury. Maintenance plan covers select scheduled maintenance up to 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Visit experiencebuick.com for complete details. Visit OnStar.com for coverage and system limitations.
Paul Elvira and Jacques Moore, one from 15 and one from 4 yards out. Antonio Warner, a 5-yard run at 4:05 of the second quarter. And then Connor Helvig, Omar, 3:10 left in the second, a 37-yard run with a great cutback and explosive speed that we didn't know he had. And we knew he was fast, but we didn't know he could outrun everybody wearing a white uniform.
We talked about it in the pregame. Gilbert's going to win this game or stay close in this game. It's going to be on the shoulders of Connor Helvig. And on that particular drive, there was 2 great examples of when he didn't have his first or second read, he just tucked it and ran, and is very effective on that drive.
Marcos de Niza takes the penalty on the re-kick, taken inside his own 45-yard line. And look at the run back here by Anthony Snyder, cutting it back across midfield to the 30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown. Wow, what a return for Marcos de Niza. They tried to kick it to the up man, and Anthony Snyder takes it all the way to the house from unofficially 56 yards out.
That's a devastating blow to this Gilbert Tiger offense and fan base. You just had a great play by quarterback Connor Helvig, got some momentum, made it a 2-possession game right before halftime, and you kick it to the up back previously. It works out fine, but because of the penalty, you have to kick it again. Your kickoff coverage gets out of its lanes, and Snyder did a great job running, hitting the cutback, taking it all the way across the field for the huge score.
Marcos de Niza flagged. Roy Lopez wants an explanation. What a great run by Anthony Snyder, though.
Yes, it was.
The first kickoff went out of bounds. I'm not a big fan of that. I've never been a big fan of just kind of kicking it to those up men and trying to angle it all around the field. I always like just letting your kickoff coverage do its job. But a gamble there, and certainly you don't expect one of the up men like that to run it back the way he did.
Yeah, and that's really on the kickoff coverage. The ball kind of rolled on the ground, and guys tend to relax and get out of their lanes. Snyder picked it up, made 2 guys missing and hit the cutback, and it was over after that point.
Jaron Jones been busy tonight. Crushes another extra point. It's 28-7. Marcos de Niza now with 2:58 remaining in the opening half. A devastating blow turned in, as you see Snyder break the initial tackle attempt there, if you're watching online, by Jacob Vignair. And then he cut it all the way back across the field from the left to the right. Got a couple of really good blocks along the way. Cameron Johnson down there with him, along with Derek Craig. Just a great job by Marcos de Niza.
Kareem Stewart picked up a key block.
Stewart's been all over the field on offense and defense tonight, or at least special teams and defense. Meanwhile, your Valley Toyota dealers are proud to be supporting partners of the AIA for another year. When you're ready to buy a new or used car or truck, be sure and head to your Valley Toyota dealers. Check out their incredible clearance sales going on right now through this weekend. And, of course, tonight and every night, get all the scores first, every Friday night, I should say, and catch coach and player interviews only on the AIA365.com Friday night wrap-up. 2 hours of non-stop game coverage and complete game recaps. Dave Zorn, Kurt Blakeney, Pablo Rios, and company. Go to AIAonline.org for station information. For all the stats, scores, interviews, the border-to-border blitz, and more every Friday night, starting at 9:30, the AIA365.com Friday night wrap-up show. So all the momentum from Helvig's 37-yard run gone on the 50-plus yard kickoff return for the touchdown by Anthony Snyder, and Marcos de Niza with a big lead kicking off from right to left and almost fumbling it away, but able to fall on it and recover it for Gilbert is Maurice Thomas, a senior wide receiver, who at 6'5" used all of his frame to fall on that one after he muffed it at his own 35. So it'll be at the 36 on the far side of the field for Gilbert. They've got 2:53, plenty of time to go down and get some much-needed points before halftime.
Yeah, and that's going to be key if they're going to stay in this game. They're going to have to get another touchdown or a field goal here before halftime. And if they're going to do that, Connor's going to have to make good decisions. And it would be nice if one of his receivers stepped up and made a big play, whether it be Thomas or Laser.
Laser in motion left to right. Malolo next to Helvig out of the gun just outside his own 30. 6 drop in coverage for Marcos. Helvig drilled as he throws. He completes it on the left side. Rumbling down the sideline is Dusty Cook, the tight end, inside the 40 to the 35-yard line, where he is dumped down by Marcos de Niza's Josh Kirkwood. But a big gain from Helvig to Dusty Cook.
Well executed. Dusty Cook blocked for half a second, let the defensive end get upfield, and Connor Helvig placed that ball in a perfect spot right over the hands of linebacker Andrew Rodriguez. Dusty Cook did a good job catching it and getting upfield for a huge play, getting him cross midfield, setting his offense up for a good situation to score before halftime.
2.5 minutes left in the half. Marcos de Niza, 21-point lead over Gilbert. 1st and 10 for Gilbert from the Padres 36. Helvig out of the gun. Far side of the field, scrambling to his right, coming near side. Chased toward the sideline and cut off there by Derek Craig. He's going to have to eat it as the pursuit comes from behind. Craig in on the tackle. A brilliant play by Derek Craig, the senior linebacker, and a loss of about a yard.
Derek Craig, they're all everything linebacker. Now talking to Coach Lopez, with the absence of Priest Willis not in the lineup, Derek Craig, who's their leading tackler with 56 tackles, is going to have to step up big, and he definitely did that there. When Connor Helvig got outside the pocket, he had a beat on him and did a great job getting him on the ground before the ball was released.
2nd and 11 from the 37 for Helvig, right on the near side hash. Malolo next to him on the left out of the gun, and a flag coming in. False start on Gilbert's going to back him up 5 more. It'll be 2nd and 16.
Now, Coach Rogers is doing a lot of formation into the boundary, bringing both receivers into the boundary. And if that front side corner comes to the boundary, he's basically letting the quarterback know if he's in man or in zone.
That's Arizona Rattlers defensive coordinator Omar Smith. What, a 3-time Arena Bowl champion?
4 as a player, 1 as a coach.
4 as a player, 1 as a coach. I thought it was 3 as a player. I needed to give you a little more credit than that. Laser in motion from right to left as Helvig out of the gun with Malolo to his right. Gets a little bit of protection, slings it out to the left. Not much of a gain. Taking it across to the far side of the field for Hiranaka. Marcos de Niza's defense in pursuit, Ozo Cabrera. And again, they continue to make every tackle one-on-one.
And I was just about to mention that. I'm very impressed by this Marcos de Niza defense, how sound tacklers they are. They're doing a good job getting to the ball carrier and wrapping them up. Can't say the same thing for the Gilbert's defense. They've missed quite a few tackles here tonight.
That's May through August right there, working hard. Strength and conditioning, 30 seconds left in the half. 3rd down and 14 from the 40 as Helvig throwing it deep down the left side, up for grabs. And is it picked off? Dominique Fenstermacher was right there. Yes, Fenstermacher with a beautiful interception for Marcos de Niza at the 5-yard line with 22 seconds left in the half. Not much more Helvig could have done with time running out and the down and distance, but still a great athletic play by Fenstermacher.
Yeah, Fenstermacher had great cushion, was on top of the route. Helvig just threw it up and was hoping for the best. Fenstermacher doing a good job going up at his highest point, getting that ball. Maurice Thomas really didn't have a chance to make a play on that ball. The only thing Thomas could have done was knock the ball out. But you got to commend Fenstermacher for going up and making that interception to give Molina and Jaquez Moore one more shot at putting some points on the board with 22 seconds.
This is where I like to see things like hook and laterals, or just the old Oakland Raiders, LA Raiders, whatever you want to call them. Jim Plunkett to Cliff Branch, 99 yards or 95 yards in this case, touchdown passes. Marcos de Niza calls a timeout, but we'll see what they do when we resume play. Meanwhile, if you're ready to finish your college degree, then you need to transfer to Grand Canyon University. Choose from degrees in business, liberal arts and science, fine arts, education, and healthcare. Contact us today for your personal transfer plan, detailed course schedule, and scholarship opportunities. Visit to transfertogcu.edu. Visit transfertogcu.com, that is, gcu.com. 22 seconds left in the half, 28-7, Marcos de Niza the lead over Gilbert. Gilbert cut that lead to 21-7 at 3:10 of the second quarter on Connor Helvig's 37-yard keeper for a touchdown run. And then on the ensuing kickoff after a penalty, when the ball was kicked out of bounds, Marcos de Niza made him re-kick, and Anthony Snyder took one 50-plus for a touchdown. Now Marcos de Niza with a 1st and 10 on its own 5-yard line, 22 seconds to work with. Andrew Molina out of the gun. Hands it off, and trying the left side to no avail is Cameron Johnson. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, but I think each team will be content to just let this clock run down and take it to halftime. That's exactly what they'll do. Marcos de Niza on the road without 3 of their key players. We talked about it as the game started, Omar. These guys accounting for over 2,300 yards of offense and 25 touchdowns. And Josh Eckley missing the game for violating team rules, the quarterback, and Maurice Lee, the tailback, with a deep thigh bruise. And then on defense, everything Priest Willis at about 20 tackles a game, sitting out with a stiff back. Marcos de Niza still on the road, showing you their depth and their overall power as a team, up 28-7 over Gilbert.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame, guys were going to have to step up and somewhat fill the shoes of Josh Eckley and Maurice Lee and Priest Willis. And guys have done that. Jacquees Moore has been the most explosive player. Every time he touches the ball, he's pretty much making a touchdown or making an explosive play being a run over 15 yards or a pass over 20 yards. He's done that. And you got to commend Molina making smart decisions. He's only thrown that 1 interception.
Helps to have a senior quarterback as a backup who started a playoff game against Centennial when they were number 3 in the country on the road and lost by 1 point a couple of years ago when it showed early on. 28-7, Marcos de Niza over Gilbert at halftime. Jim Grieshaber and Omar Smith will be back with a halftime show. The scores from Pablo Rios and more right after these words on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Your Arizona Rattlers are the 2012 AFL World Champions. After a resounding and hard-fought victory in Arena Bowl 25, your Snakes have brought the Foster Trophy back to the desert where it belongs. Don't miss a single game next season as the Rattlers battle to defend their crown and title. 2013 season tickets are on sale now. Get a whole season of hard-hitting football for as low as $45. Call 602-514-TDTD to reserve yours today.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders, committed to strengthening communities right here in Arizona. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and the Arizona Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Your Valley Toyota dealers are once again proud to partner with the Arizona Interscholastic Association. If you're looking for a new or used car, truck, or SUV, then be sure and visit one of the Toyota dealers in your area. You can find the dealer closest to you by going to valleytoyotadealers.com. In fact, that's the best place to start. You can find a dealer, get local specials, and start your price comparison all in one spot. So before you hit the streets, visit valleytoyotadealers.com and get the 411 on the Toyota that's right for you. The Valley Toyota dealers, committed to the AIA and committed to getting you the best deal. valleytoyotadealers.com.
Encourage the young people you know to get it.
starts now.
Marcos de Niza, the number 4 team in Division II, number 10 in the state. They're cruising over Gilbert. This 28-7 lead. Andrew Molina starting for Josh Eckley, who, because of team rules issues, not playing tonight. The quarterback in Eckley, a junior who is averaging 2.5 touchdowns a game. No interceptions on the year. But Andrew Molina stepping in nicely, the senior backup. And don't forget, they lost Antonio Hinojosa, who transferred to Mountain Point before the season. Had him last week against Brophy, and he's a good one. An embarrassment of riches almost for a while there at quarterback for Marcos de Niza, because Molina comes in and throws a couple of touchdown passes in the first quarter. A 15-yarder to Paul Elvira and a 4-yarder to Jacquees Moore, who's been all over the field tonight, to make it 14-0. In the second quarter, at the 4:05 mark, Antonio Warner with a 5-yard touchdown run to make it 21-0. And then a little less than a minute later, at the 3:10 mark, Connor Helvig took one in from 37 yards out to cut the lead to 21-7. The senior quarterback with a great run, which he cut to his right and then just turned on the Jets for the last 25 yards, outrunning the entire defense. Some momentum on Gilbert's side. The crowd started to get involved, Omar, and then boom, 2:58 mark on the ensuing kickoff after a penalty for kicking it out of bounds. On the re-kick, Anthony Snyder with a 56-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And he broke a tackle where it looked like he was about to go down right as he caught the ball and made a nice run, cutting all the way back across the field from the left to the right and taking it to that corner of the end zone to punch it in. That's where we stand now at 28-7. Again, we mentioned Marcos de Niza at the top. Without Maurice Lee, their tailback, who has had a fantastic season. Maurice Lee with 574 yards, almost 10 yards a carry and 7 touchdowns. No Eckley with 240 yards a game and 14 touchdown passes, and no Priest Willis, about 20 tackles a game, but they still have the 21-point lead on the road.
Yeah, Marcos de Niza having key role players step up into impact positions and fitting the bill, namely Jacquees Moore. He's definitely stepped up. I was looking for a little bit more out of Antonio Warren, who I thought was going to be the feature back, who's made some plays, but without a doubt it's been Molina and Jacquees Moore who's done it on the offensive side of the ball. And on the defensive side of the ball, since Priest Willis isn't there, Kadeem Stewart has stepped up. Coleman Griffin has stepped up, made a play or two. And that defensive front is doing a good job taking away the run, forcing Connor Helvig to throw the ball.
And Connor Helvig has a lot of poise at the quarterback position, stands in the pocket, taking a little punishment so far tonight, been good with his legs, made some nice throws as well. But the biggest thing that stands out to me about Marcos de Niza, and you mentioned it there toward the end of the half, they make every tackle. It's unbelievable. I mean, every tackle one-on-one in the open field. These Gilbert receivers have had a couple of drops, but even when they catch it, they haven't been able to make any plays yards after catch because of the sure tackling of the Marcos defenders.
Yeah, their linebackers and their safeties doing a good job tackling, and you got the defensive backs making plays. Dominic Fenstermacher had an interception, but you got their middle linebacker, Derek Craig, who's been all over the field, doing a good job keeping things in front of him, with the exception of a few plays by Connor Helvig. But the thing is, for Gilbert, the supporting cast has to step up, whether it be Michael Laser, Maurice Thomas, Dusty Cook. Gilbert needs more playmakers on the offensive side of the ball besides Connor Helvig.
Yeah, and 2 more sacks to go to 22 on the season and 2 interceptions to go to 7 on the season, with 15 forced turnovers for Marcos de Niza. No wonder they win so many games.
Yeah, they're very, very talented offensively and defensively. So you see that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with if they're playing like this at such a high level without key players in key spots.
And when you look at this Marcos de Niza team, we mentioned coming in, they have the 1 loss on the season, Ironwood Ridge. Ironwood Ridge also beat Centennial, but they did beat Chaparral 29-27, a game you and Craig did earlier this year. They have McClintock and South Mountain, very winnable games coming up the next 2 weeks. And then at Chavez, another team in contention in Division II, undefeated. That one coming up on October 26th, the last weekend of the regular season, as they look to maybe make a little bit deeper run in the playoffs. They made the championship game in 2009, quarterfinals the last couple of years under Roy Lopez. But with Chaparral maybe down a little bit, this is a team that could be looking toward a state championship run. Certainly, Ironwood Ridge is going to have something to say about it, as will South Point. But the experience that some of these kids are getting tonight with those star players out can only help down the road.
Yeah, that's definitely going to build confidence, and it's going to build confidence not only in the players but in the coaching staff as well. So in case something does happen down the road where Eckley's out, they have confidence in Molina. If there's a situation where Maurice Lee isn't on the field, they have confidence in Antonio Warren. And defensively, without all-state defensive back, Priest Willis, they have guys in Ozo Cabrera, Coleman Griffith who can step in and maybe not be the player that Priest Willis is, but they can fill half of his shoes.
42 offers for Priest Willis. That is unbelievable. You've got Elvira and Maurice Lee who are committed to the University of Arizona, but you've got 42 scholarship offers for Priest Willis. I don't think I've ever looked at 42 schools in my life. I think I cut it down to 4. He's got 42 chasing him. It's halftime here at Gilbert High School, 28-7. Marcos de Niza, at least most of their team here tonight, with the lead over Gilbert. Jim Grieshaber and Omar Smith coming back in a little bit to get you ready for the second half. But when we come back on the AIA Broadcast Network, Pablo Rios will have our scores as the halftime show rolls on. Keep it here.
Hey, you've reached Pat. Can't get to the phone. I'm at the barber shop. Yep, finally time for a trim. A little coif maintenance, if you will. I call my hairstyle.
All right, Pablo, we're coming to you.
Because it lasts
Thanks,
so
Brett.
long. Seriously, I haven't been in the old barber's chair since like 97. Come to think of it, that was just to get my
No worries. You still got a minute and a half. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
Is Pablo bringing it back or am I?
Time to get your own. See your Valley Toyota dealers for special incentives on some
Do I bring it back and talk with Pablo, or does he take it by himself?
The last 10 years, or the always reliable Corolla. Plus, check out Prius, the car JD Power calls the most dependable compact car in America. Visit your Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today. Claim based on Polk U.S. vehicles and operation registration statistics, MY 1991 to 2011 as of July 2011. MotorIntelligence.com, CY 2002 to 2011 sales.
Hey, Brandon.
Includes Camry Solara. For JD Power and Associates award information, visit jdpower.com.
Are you at a high school game and wanting to know how your rival is doing down the street or across town? Or how about...
Came up over Shadow Mountain 35-7 at the half. Last night in Division II, it was Apache Junction falling big to Williamsfield. Third quarter, 60-20 up over Chandler Prep. I'm Pablo Rios from the AIA Broadcast Network studios. Back to your AIA Game of the Week as Jim Breeshopper and Omar Smith are out at Gilbert High School. Homecoming, and tonight Gilbert is trailing 28-7. Marcos de Niza with the halftime lead. More of that game, second half action coming up next here on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Arizona
Thanks, Pablo.
Cardinals season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a minute of exciting Cardinals action at University of Phoenix Stadium.
Are you at a high school game and wanting to know how your rival is doing down the street or across town? Or how about at an away game and wanting to keep everyone back home updated on the score? If so, then Max Prep's new mobile live scoring app, QuickScore, is what you need. QuickScore is designed to help high school sports fans stay informed with live updates from any game around town or across the country. To learn more and to sign up, visit maxpreps.com/QuickScore. That's QWIXCORE.
Looking for an amazing college experience? Grand Canyon University is the perfect place to earn your degree. With fun and friendly campus life, GCU offers the personal attention of professors who know you by name. Our undergraduate and graduate programs are supported by a 60-year heritage of quality Christian education and will put you on the right path to finding your purpose. Pursue your degree on campus, online, or in the evening. Register now at gcu.edu/purpose.
Sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and the Arizona Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
At Buick, we think luxury should be something you can live in every day. Right where you are, wherever you are. It's an entirely new approach to luxury. And now, Buick is giving you an entirely new way to experience it.
Arizona
right, Jim,
Cardinals
come back to you
season
in a minute.
tickets are on sale now.
Touchdown, Arizona! Larry Fitzgerald!
Don't miss a minute of exciting Cardinals action at University of Phoenix Stadium.
Dockett got him again! Touchdown! Harry Rhodes!
Oh, man!
For season ticket information, call 602-379-0102 or log on to azcardinals.com.
A sea of red and white.
Arizona Cardinals. Play as many. Stand as one.
Maintenance plan covers select scheduled maintenance up to 2
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, and this is a pop quiz. What's the best way to find out what your auto policy covers? A, smash your car up and see how much your insurance pays, or B, talk to a farmer's agent and see if you have the coverage you want. The answer is B. Please don't attempt A. That's just crazy town.
If you want answers about auto insurance, you want a farmer's agent. We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
To speak with a farmer's agent in your community, call 888-96-FARMERS. You want a farmer's agent.
10 seconds.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
To speak with a farmer's agent in your community, call 888-96-FARMERS.
Jim Grieshaber and Omar Smith back with you at Gilbert High School on a beautiful October night. Last month of the regular season, if you can believe it, right here on the AIA Broadcast Network. Homecoming night for Gilbert, a little bit longer halftime, 28-7. Marcos de Niza with the lead as I try to figure out how my partner can look the way he does as he sucks down Snickers and hot dogs and everything else here at Gilbert High School. What's the secret, Omar? What's going on here?
Getting up at 6 a.m., running and working out.
There you go. I guess that isn't a secret after all, is it? It's pretty well known. As if you're watching online, you take a look at some of the halftime highlights and a lot of big plays for Marcos de Niza. Andrew Molina, a couple of touchdown passes. Had a rollout pass into the end zone for a touchdown to Paul Elvira from 15 yards out to make it 7-0 early on for Marcos de Niza, as Molina's been really good, and Jacques Moore, one of your guys you've been talking about all night, Omar, just some nice moves and turning on the Jets down the field. He's had a big game so far and didn't score but set up a 1st and goal on that second drive for them, and Molina making some things happen with the touchdown passes to Elvira and Moore, but throwing an interception also as he was picked off by James Hardman. Thought Gilbert might have a chance, and on a tip ball, an interception from Connor Helvig, picked off by Kadeem Stewart of Marcos de Niza in that stretch of the game where the teams traded turnovers and then there was a missed field goal. A little bit of momentum for Gilbert. Their defense started to pick it up, getting pressure on Molina, forcing a couple of mistakes. And Molina continuing to stay active and poised in the pocket, leading that passing game for Marcos de Niza. Jacques Moore, another big play, and just a great first half for them offensively. Other than that one interception, remember they're playing without Josh Eckley and Maurice Lee, their quarterback and tailback, who account for about 90% of their offense. And backup tailback Antonio Warner ran one in, didn't get many carries in that first half though. And Connor Helvig, the quarterback for Gilbert, a great move and a lot of speed down the sideline, outrunning the DBs into the end zone for a touchdown from 37 yards out. It made it 21-7. And then when Gilbert kicked off, they kicked it out of bounds. Marcos made him kick it again. And when they did that, it was the Anthony Snyder show, maybe the best athletic play of the game. They made Gilbert kick off from their own 35-yard line and trying to pooch it. Snyder fielded it, avoided a would-be tackler, ran all the way across from the left to the right side of the field, and then took it into the end zone for the score. And that killed any momentum, Omar, that Gilbert had after that touchdown run.
Yeah, and after Connor Helvig's touchdown, The offense was excited. The defense was excited. The fans here in the stands were up off their feet. And very next play, Snyder takes that kickoff return back and just demoralized the whole team. And if you look at it, if they make that tackle, we're looking at a 21-7 game, 2-possession ball game with a half to go. But that didn't happen. Now you're looking at a 3-possession game.
Dominique Fenstermacher with an interception to close out the half as Marcos de Niza from left to right kicks it off to start the second half. Jaron Jones fielded just outside the 20, out past the 25 to the 27-yard line for Gilbert. Goes their return man, Jonathan Rideout. Connor Helvig had the touchdown run in the first half, and that was it for them on offense. Did complete a few passes, showing some nice touch. Didn't get a whole lot of protection and didn't get much help at all from his receivers.
Yeah, and I'm interested in seeing what type of halftime adjustments Coach Rogers Sr. comes out with. If he's going to continue to move the pocket and get Connor Helvig out in perimeter, continue to tell him to tuck it and run if the first or second option isn't there. But like you said, the supporting cast has to make plays, whether it be Taylor Malolo, Eric Miranaka, Michael Laser, or Maurice Thomas.
Offset eye for Helvig. Malolo takes it, tries the right side, wrapped up in the backfield. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Marcos de Niza's defense continuing to attack at the line of scrimmage. Shooting into the backfield to make that play was Tyler Henson, the senior, 5'11", 227-pounder. They give Malolo a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 30.
Now, Tyler Henson being 5'11", he's very, very short, but he's stout and he's quick off the ball. So if he gets a good get off, those offensive linemen aren't going to be able to block him.
Hiranaka and Malolo in the eye. Receiver each way for Helvig, rolling to his left toward the far side of the field, and just has a miscommunication with his receiver. He threw it all the way down inside the 35-yard line, and his receiver had stopped at the 45. That was Tyler Turnbull. So 3rd down and 9 for Gilbert as we begin the second half. Andrew Molina, a couple of touchdown passes. Filling in for Josh Eckley, out for disciplinary reasons tonight. We'll see if he plays in the second half. Broke a team rule. And we know how Coach Lopez is with his accountability. Very tough coach, very tough program to play in, but the results speak for themselves at Marcos de Niza. 3rd down and 9 from their own 30, close to the 11-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter for Gilbert. Moving left to right in the black uniforms, and they hand it off to Malolo out to the 35-yard line. Logan Palmer, amongst others, in on the stop for Marcos de Niza. Malolo shaken up on the play. Down on his hands and knees toward the near side of the field here on the 35. Gets up and looks like he might be okay. He's limping pretty heavily on that right leg. We hope he's all right. He's a big part of their offense. Now,
if you're Coach Leon Rogers, you can't be happy with that sight. And that's something he's been seeing quite a lot in the last few weeks, is that's injuries.
You mentioned earlier 9 concussions last week.
Yeah, and that's unheard of.
Kyle Faust punts it away right on the near sideline. Paul Elvira at the 33. Look out, going all the way across the field. Now cuts into the middle. 45 and across midfield to the 49-yard line of Gilbert, where he is dumped to the ground by the linebacker playing special teams, James Hardman, who had an interception earlier in this game. So great field position for the Padres. 10:35 left in the 3rd quarter. Meanwhile, you want to make sure you join us tomorrow afternoon for some great volleyball action. Our director, Brandon Gabrielson, and myself will be out for the Goldwater Volleyball Festival, the Barry Goldwater Volleyball Festival, with coverage of the semifinals and finals, with coverage getting underway at 3:45 tomorrow afternoon. Some of the state's top teams will be there. Get an early glimpse of the playoffs live on AIA365.com. Love the girls volleyball, Omar. I grew up playing football, basketball, baseball. And they asked me, can you do volleyball? A few years ago when I was in Miami, I said, yeah. So I moved out here and ended up doing some volleyball here as well. Those girls really get after it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. And you've never been to a women's volleyball game. It gets very, very competitive.
1st and 10 for Marcos. And look at that, down the left sideline to Elvira inside the 30, the 20 before Rideout rides him out at the 16-yard line. What a throw by Andrew Molina, as he was absolutely popped. 45 yards on the gain to Elvira, and you can see why he's going to the University of Arizona.
Yeah, got outside, of Bryson, number 21, Bryson Palmer. Stretched the field, used that 4.5 speed to get down the field. Great ball placement by Molina right before he took a huge hit.
Left to right motion coming across and taking the handoff, Antonio Warner. Near side to far side, gang tackled inside the 15-yard line. He did a lot of east and west on that one. Let's see where they spot it. Down at the 13-yard line, all that for a pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8 for Marcos de Niza, looking to add to their lead. What a throw, though, by Molina on that last play. Not looking like a backup at all. Now coming right to left in motion after the fake to Warner, and taking it in for the score is Cameron Johnson getting on the board. 15-yard touchdown for Cameron Johnson, the sophomore, at 6'1", 190, and they're just showing off now with a lot of different weapons on offense for the Padres.
Yeah, they're showing what type of athletes they have here at Marcos de Niza High School. And with Jacquez Moore, you got Antonio Warren stepping up, making some plays, and then you got the sophomore, Cameron Johnson, who's done a good job picking up some blocks here, setting up plays. Now he gets a chance to get the ball in his hands, and he gets into the end zone off the misdirection. Wide open run, caught the Tigers in that cover 2. Picked up a key block from Andrew Johnson, which sprung him.
So 35-7 after the extra point is booted through by Jaron Jones. 9:52 left in the third. Marcos de Niza in control over Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
At Buick, we think luxury should be something you can live in every day. Right where you are, wherever you are. It's an entirely new approach to luxury. And now, Buick is giving you an entirely new way to experience it. Introducing the Experience Buick Lease. Drive the Buick you want with the premium services you want, all included for 2 years. That's 2 years of hands-free calling, roadside assistance, and turn-by-turn navigation with OnStar. 2 years of news, sports, and commercial-free music from SiriusXM. And 2 years of routine maintenance that covers everything from oil changes to tire rotations. The Experience Buick Lease. It's a whole new lease on luxury. Maintenance plan covers select scheduled maintenance up to 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Visit experiencebuick.com for complete details. Visit OnStar.com for coverage and system limitations.
The only score of the second half so far, the kickoff from Jaron Jones taken at the 1 and run out to the 41-yard line. So a 41-yard kickoff return from Jonathan Rideout along the right side. Never went down with 5 guys hanging on him. And Gilbert has it 1st and 10, moving left to right. Only score of the game so far for the Tigers, Connor Helvig's 37-yard run at the 3:10 mark of the second quarter. Here he is in the shotgun, and he's got Rideout next to him on his left. Flings it out to his left side, caught at the 45-yard line and stuck right away after the reception. Not much of a gain at all for Maurice Thomas, and Dominique Fenstermacher just went right through him on that tackle. Beautifully done.
Fenstermacher playing zone, playing with softness. Thomas runs that 5-yard hitch route, and as soon as he turns around, he gets a face full of Fenstermacher. Great tackle by the defensive back coming in and limiting that play.
I know that fires you up, being the defensive coordinator of the Arena Bowl champion Arizona Rattlers. A tackle like that.
Gotta love good defensive play, fundamentally sound, great tackling.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Over the middle goes Helvig, picked off. Back around midfield at the 45 of Gilbert and dumped at the 42-yard line. Guess who? Mr. Fenstermacher. 3rd interception of the game for Marcos de Niza. Their 16th turnover that they've forced this year.
2nd interception by Fenstermacher. Great disguise. Connor Helvig was looking at Dusty Cook on a crossing route on the post and didn't recognize that the backside corner, Dominique Fenstermacher, was looking inside, ready to pick that ball off. The receiver looked like he was open. O'Connor delivered the ball. Fenstermacher right there to make the play to get the ball back for his Padre offense.
Right to left, middle of the field, 1st and 10, 43-yard line for Marcos de Niza. Rolling to his right and firing back to his left just a little bit toward the middle of the field. Completing it inside the 35 to the 32, maybe the 31-yard line to Antonio Warner is Andrew Molina, and not playing at all like a backup, picking up the first down.
Not at all. He's looking like a seasoned vet. And on that particular play, he got to his 3rd read. Paul Elvira was covered on a deep route. He tried to come back to Blankenship on the out route. It was covered, and he seen Antonio Warren coming across late, hit it on his 3rd read.
Fake right to Warner. Here comes Cameron Johnson again to that left side, inside the 30, 25-20, cuts to his left, now back to his right at the 15. What a run down to the 13-yard line. Making the tackle for Gilbert and losing his helmet in the process was number 56, Will Kreitler. He's going to have to come out for a play per rules, but if you're watching online, this replay is a treat. These running backs are something else.
Yes, it is. And you talk about start and stop with some explosiveness. This guy is a phenomenal runner to be a sophomore, stopping and starting, making guys miss. He almost juked himself on that play.
Molina on 1st down, steps up to avoid the rush, completes it to the right side, heading into the end zone for the score is Cameron Johnson again. What a play by Molina, 13 yards on the touchdown pass, 8:01 left in the 3rd, and they score again.
Cameron Johnson back-to-back plays. Molina catches the Tigers in the zone. Linebacker Hironaka comes out of his zone, loses track of Johnson, and once Johnson gets the ball in his hands, he makes things happen. That's 2 plays in a row. Magnificent play by the sophomore.
On for the extra point again is Jaron Jones. Getting a workout with that right leg tonight, 42-7. Now Marcos de Niza with the lead. And you want to make sure you check out our season broadcast schedule to see if we're coming to your school. The AIA365.com game of the week, a big West Side showdown. West Side catches our feature game spotlight. Betty Fairfax and Cesar Chavez, that's always a good one. It's a key late season matchup and another big rivalry showcased on our web. Exclusive game as Mountain Ridge travels to Sandra Day O'Connor with bragging rights on the line. Coverage begins at 7 every Friday night on AIA365.com. A new season, but the same great coverage every Friday night right here on AIA365.com. And Omar, the Rattler Nation is rattling on. Your 2012 Arena Bowl champion Arizona Rattlers going to defend their title. Still got time to get your 2013 season tickets, but the deadline to be part of their special drawing ends soon. With over 200 prizes being given away, you won't want to wait. Go to azrattlers.com/drawing for more information. High short kick from Jones, fielded at the 26-yard line all the way across the field, coming left to right to the near sideline of the 40, 45 midfield. Shoved out right around there is Maurice Thomas, and it'll be 1st down for Gilbert. They have good field position, but they have to be demoralized now as a couple of quick touchdowns in just 1 minute and 51 seconds by Cameron Johnson, the sophomore. One on a run, one on a pass from Molina, have put Marcos de Niza firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, and that last touchdown set up by the interception by Dominic Fenstermacher. Now the tables turn. It's on Connor Helvig to see how he responds after throwing the interception. Can he show some resolve, show some moxie? Can he eliminate that last mistake from his mindset?
Right out next to Helvig in the gun. Pocket collapses. He's going to tuck it. Going to his right across the 45 and dragged down from behind, maybe to the 43-yard line by Logan Palmer, the junior. For that Marcos de Niza defense, they're actually going to give him the 41-yard line. Helvig, so it'll be 2nd and 5 to go as we hit the 7.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Remember, if there's a 42-point lead, we get a running clock.
That is true, and I'm sure Marcos de Niza is happy about that rule because they want to get out of here with a victory and with style points.
And right now they have that 35-point lead. Helvig with right out next to him on the left. 3 receivers to the left over to that far side. On 2nd down, slings it out that way. It's caught, almost dropped by his fullback, Hironaka. And he picks up the 1st down. See where they spotted at the 32-yard line. So he's been good in those passes to his running backs out in the flat.
Yes, he has, and that's something that Marcos de Niza's willing to give up. They're taking away the deep stuff. Let Connor Helvig take the check downs. They're going to come up and make sound tackles.
Marcos really trying to stack that box a little bit now. 7:04 left, 1st and 10. Far side of the field on the 31. Helvig all day to throw. Comes to his right to the near side, completes it, but blasted in the back as he made the catch was Hironaka, and another huge tackle by Marcos de Niza. Anthony Snyder, who had the kickoff return touchdown earlier, putting the hurting on number 33 Hironaka that time.
Yeah, and even though Marcos de Niza is up 35 points, they're still swarming around, still playing at a high level, making tackles, and excited about playing good fundamental defense.
They're the hardest hitting team I've seen this year, and I've seen some good ones. Helvig out of the gun, goes to the right, high and wide for his intended target. Michael Laser, the coverage provided by Andrew Rodriguez on that one. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 at the 30 with 6:23 remaining in the third.
Connor Helvig had tight end Dusty Cook open in the middle, decided to go outside, errant throw. For you to survey the field a little bit more, he would have saw Dusty Cook wide open in the middle of the field.
Right out next to Helvig in the gun, near side hash. Good protection from the 4-man rush. Helvig has nobody open, dancing around in the pocket, and he falls down. His left foot gave out, and he hit the turf as they lose yardage all the way back to the 38-yard line. 8-yard loss on the play to bring up 4th down.
On 3rd down and 10, that's a huge loss. Great defense. They're in zone coverage. Everybody had their eyes on Connor. Connor had nowhere to go with the ball. He was about to take off and run, but he slipped, resulting in a huge loss.
And that field does get slippery later at night as the game goes on. A little bit of more moisture down there. Temperature drops as Helvig from the gun on 4th and forever. He's going to be hit and brought down at the 45-yard line. That Marcos de Niza defense smelling blood now. The players love it at these times in the game. There were 3 guys getting there at once. Fenstermacher was there, Andrew Rodriguez was there, and Logan Palmer was there. Remember, they had 20 sacks coming into this game. A lot of sacks and a lot of turnovers forced by this defense all year long.
Yeah, and that has been their bread and butter. Get after the quarterback, take away what they like to do the most, and be ball hawks in the secondary. And we've seen that here. Great pressure up front. Richie Becerra, Kahari Johnson, Tyler Henson. And in the secondary, Kadeem Stewart, and 2 picks by Dominic Fenstermacher.
I want to make a point in a second. A lot of people have been talking about the Jets with Santonio Holmes and Darrell Rivas out. I'll make a point about Marcos in a minute as they take over following the turnover on downs. 1st and 10 from their own 43 with Molina. No one to throw it to. He's going to run it to his left at the 45-40. Cuts back all the way across to his right. 30, 25, 20. And run out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Hardman was down there along with Rideout, but a huge run and a great run by Andrew Molina as he takes it all the way down. Let's see where that spot is, right at the 20-yard line. So 37 yards for the senior quarterback. You name me a team, Omar, that can be without Priest Willis, Josh Eckley, and Maurice Lee. We're talking about 2,300 yards and 25 touchdowns on offense, 20 tackles a game by a kid who's getting recruited by 42 colleges on defense. How many teams on any level can overcome that and put out a performance like this?
Not very much, and this is a statement that, and you have to commend with Coach Roy Lopez and his coaching staff and these young players, these role players stepping up. This is unprecedented to have those type of guys out at the quarterback position, the running back position, and in the secondary and put on a performance like this. It looks like they haven't missed a beat.
On 1st down, Molina rolled out to his right, threw it all the way across to the far side on that right sideline to Elvira. A diving grab along that sideline. 9 3/4 yards on that one. Bring up a 2nd and 1. What a catch by Elvira that you saw if you're watching online. If you're listening on the radio, you need to go check it out a little bit later. 2nd and 1 to go, just outside the 10-yard line of Gilbert for Marcos de Niza. Johnson and Warner in the backfield next to Molina, who keeps it. Running toward his left, diving. As he gets to the 8-yard line, they're going to give him the 6 on that one. Picks up the first down. It'll be first down and goal from the 6 for Marcos de Niza, just following that big left side of the offensive line, which has been really good tonight. Make sure we give a little bit of credit to those big fellas up there. Andrew Johnson, Richie Becerra, Tyler Henson, the center. First and goal, Molina out of the gun. Warner coming in motion left to right. And not fooling anybody as he took the handoff. Might have lost a yard or two. First guy to hit him was Will Kreitler, the 6'1", 265-pound senior who's, as you said earlier, one of the best centers in the state as well.
Yeah, Will doing double duties, making plays on the defensive side of the ball, in addition to being probably the best center in the state.
On second down, Molina fires it over the middle to Elvira, cutting across from his right to his left. Easy catch and stroll into the end zone, untouched. So from 6 yards out, with 4:21 left in the quarter, Molina and Elvira hook up for their second touchdown of the night.
And Paul Elvira is Andrew Molina's safety blanket. If he can't find a receiver to get the ball to, he's just going to throw it to number 12. And 12 is a playmaker out there on the perimeter. He's a deep ball threat. He makes tough catches over the middle. And when he gets the ball in his hands, he finds a way to get in the end zone.
Extra point kicked through again by Jones. Wow, Andrew Molina, 4 touchdown passes, does have the pick. It was the first interception thrown all year by a Marcos de Niza quarterback earlier in this game tonight, so I guess James Hardman should feel pretty good about that one. 4:21 left in the third, 49-7. Marcos de Niza leads Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Looking for an amazing college experience? Grand Canyon University is the perfect place to earn your degree. With fun and friendly campus life, GCU offers the personal attention of professors who know you by name. Our undergraduate and graduate programs are supported by a 60-year heritage of quality Christian education and will put you on the right path to finding your purpose. Pursue your degree on campus, online, or in the evening. Register now at gcu.edu/purpose.
Your Arizona Rattlers are the 2012 AFL World Champions. After a resounding and hard-fought victory in Arena Bowl 25, your Snakes have brought the Foster Trophy back to the desert where it belongs. Don't miss a single game next season as the Rattlers battle to defend their crown and title. 2013 season tickets are on sale now. Get a whole season of hard-hitting football for as low as $45. Call 602-514-TDTD to reserve yours today.
Is now easier than ever. The experienced Buick lease. Get the Buick you want with the premium services you expect for 2 years as part of the incredible lease deals you'll find only at your Valley Buick GMC dealers. Get to your nearest dealer today or log on to experiencebuick.com. A pooch kick fair caught by James Hardman at his own 34-yard line on the far side of the field. Makes it a 1st and 10 for Gilbert as they come out trailing 49-7 to Marcos de Niza. And Connor Helvig to Tyler Malolo picks up about 6 yards on that one with under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 49-7 Marcos de Niza. 4 touchdown passes for Andrew Molina and a running clock. Jim Griesaber and Omar Smith here on the AIA Broadcast Network on homecoming night at Gilbert High School. Helvig on the pitch out to Malolo. Look at the backside pursuit by Marcos de Niza. Running to his right and taken down from behind. There's that man again, number 4, Derek Craig.
Yeah, you can be up huge, 49-7, but his mentality is to play each play like it's the last play he'll ever play. Look at the effort he comes up with coming from the backside, tackle for loss. Craig coming into the game, leading tackler, 56 tackles. He's adding to that total here tonight.
Wow, this team is impressive at their own 39. Remember, Gilbert's a little beat up by injuries, and they didn't have much experience coming into the year. But Marcos is putting them on him tonight as Helvig on third down. Can't find anybody to throw to. Nobody open anywhere, and here comes the pressure. Caught and sacked back at the 30-yard line. Logan Palmer does the honors this time. Unofficially, that's their 5th sack of the game, Omar, and you're a DC, meaning defensive coordinator, and this is the time of the game when they just unleash the fury, and it shows here.
Without a doubt. That front line is taken over, so to speak. And Connor Helvig has nowhere to throw the ball, and he's holding on the ball, trying to make something happen. He needs to just cut his losses, throw the ball out of bounds. He's out of the pocket. You won't get the intentional grounding penalty. He just needs to make the smart decision, not take the sack, get the ball out of his hands, throw it out of bounds. But that front four, Logan Palmer, Tyler Henson on that left side doing a great job getting penetration and playing relentless to get off blocks as Connor Helvig extends the play to get in there for the sack.
And illegal hands to the face, I believe, penalty against Marcos de Niza. Not an automatic first down. They marked off 10 from the spot of the foul. It's going to make it a 3rd down and about 3. So a break for Gilbert as they take away that sack. And now a timeout on the field, an official's timeout. John Noli, our referee, and his crew doing a great job here tonight, as they did last week when I saw them out at Brophy, when Brophy hung 44 points in the second half on a Mountain Point team that was dominating them. #1 defense in the state at that time, 21-3 at the half. Brophy really was phenomenal, 21-10, excuse me, at the half. They scored late. But Brophy with a great performance. They're playing out at Westview tonight. Hamilton was leading Desert Vista 16-0 at halftime. Make sure you listen to the wrap-up show tonight. Dave Zorn, Kurt Blakeney, and Pablo Rios. Check AIA365.com for listings. Helvig back to throw it on 3rd down and 3. Now tucks it and runs. Going to get out of bounds all the way across the field. Far side at the 48-yard line, his own 48-yard line. Managed to get away that time.
He was able to break contain around the left end. Left tackle Stephen Bunny did a good job latching on to defensive end Richie Becerra. Connor Helvig was able to get outside and extend the play.
They still play Cesar Chavez, but setting up nicely for a real high seed for Marcos de Niza. They did lose to Ironwood Ridge. Sal Point's up there. Chavez as well. And they're going to get Gilbert here. Getting a little antsy as Marcos de Niza showed blitz, and they'll back him up 5 as Andrew Rodriguez racing up toward that line of scrimmage. They love to tee off with those linebackers. Andrew Molina, the story of the game, or one of them tonight for Marcos de Niza. 4 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Paul Elvira. Cameron Johnson with a touchdown run and a touchdown catch. Jacquez Moore, a touchdown catch. And Antonio Warner, a 5-yard run. The 3rd quarter comes to a close. Marcos de Niza up 49-7 over Gilbert on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Your Valley Toyota dealers are once again proud to partner with the Arizona Interscholastic Association. If you're looking for a new or used car, truck, or SUV, then be sure and visit one of the Toyota dealers in your area. You can find the dealer closest to you by going to valleytoyotadealers.com. In fact, that's the best place to start. You can find a dealer, get local specials, and start your price comparison all in one spot. So before you hit the streets, visit valleytoyotadealers.com and get the 411 on the Toyota that's right for you. The Valley Toyota Dealers, committed to the AIA and committed to getting you the best deal. valleytoyotadealers.com.
Looking for an amazing college experience? Grand Canyon University is the perfect place to earn your degree. With fun and friendly campus life, GCU offers the personal attention of professors who know you by name. Our undergraduate and graduate programs are supported by a 60-year heritage of quality Christian education and will put you on the right path to finding your purpose. Pursue your degree on campus, online, or in the evening. Register now at gcu.edu/purpose.
Arts and science, fine arts, education.
Arizona Cardinals season tickets are on sale now.
Touchdown, Arizona! Larry Fitzgerald!
Don't miss a minute of exciting Cardinals action at University of Phoenix Stadium.
Duckett got him again. Touchdown! Harry Rose. Oh, man.
For season ticket information, call 602-379-0102 or log on to azcardinals.com.
A sea of red and white.
Arizona Cardinals. Play as many. Stand as one.
Jim Griesauber, Omar Smith back at Gilbert High School, Tiger Stadium. The home team not having a good night on homecoming. A running clock in the fourth quarter. 49-7, Marcos de Niza. The Padres coming here without Josh Eckley, their quarterback, who had 14 touchdowns and 240 yards per game with no interceptions. Without Maurice Lee, their great tailback, who averaged about 10 yards a carry, over 500 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. And without their all-everything DB, Priest Willis, it has not mattered. Andrew Molina and company with a 49-7 lead. And we missed a couple of plays there while we were on break, but it was just 2 times of Connor Helbig running for his life for no gain. One on one sideline, one on the other sideline, and now on 3rd and 10, they run it straight up the middle. And Rideout picks up a yard, running right into the arms of Derek Craig. These Marcos de Niza defenders, Omar, they have to be the best tackling team I've seen. These Chaparral teams that won 3 in a row with Charlie Regal, right up there with them, but this is by far the best tackling team I've seen this year.
Yeah, hands down, and they're very disciplined. They're very fundamentally sound. Not only that, they're good athletes. And they had a great defensive scheme tonight. Here in the second half, they've been keyed in on what the Tigers have been doing, and the Tigers haven't had any success offensively here in the second half.
Punt down inside the 10-yard line, taking it to his left toward the far side of the field is Anthony Snyder. Out past the 15. Let's see if he hit the 20 or not. Might be spotted right on the 20-yard line. Be sure and follow AIA365.com all year long on Twitter and Facebook. Get the latest updates, see pictures, video, and more. AIA365.com is on Twitter and Facebook. Follow us, like us, be part of the growing AIA 365 community. Marcos de Niza with it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Andrew Molina still in the game. Coming across from right to left in motion is Cameron Johnson. Hit in the mouth as he took the handoff by Tanner Dietrich. 6'1", 215-pound senior jumps him for a loss of 3 on the play. Again, it's a running clock as we hit the 8.5-minute mark. Marcos de Niza had led it 28-7 at halftime, but Cameron Johnson with a 15-yard run, also hauling in a 13-yard pass from Molina, and then Molina with a 6-yard pass to Elvira. Paul Elvira's 2nd touchdown catch of the game, and that's the scoring as Molina rolling to his right, being chased as he throws it by Dietrich. Throws it deep down toward the 40-yard line. That one intended for Snyder, falling incomplete. And it will bring up a 3rd down and 13 for Marcos. And if you're wondering, hey, are they going to pull Molina? Why would they? Give him a chance to play. You'd probably have to send a team of security guards or cops out there to drag him off the field tonight.
Yeah, since Josh Eckley isn't playing, coming into this game, Molina hasn't had very many reps, so regardless of the score, he's going to probably take all of these reps to build confidence in himself and for the coaching staff.
Molina blasted by Kyle Faust as he throws it. Completes it anyway, right up the middle of the field, out past the 30 toward the 35-yard line is Antonio Warner. So he stands in there, takes the hit, delivers the big play, and a 1st down. What isn't Molina doing? And the one thing I'd ask you is, does Josh Eckley need to worry a little bit? I guess he better start following those team rules.
Yeah, but no. He has nothing to worry about because Eckley is a special player. He has another dynamic to this offense that Molina doesn't bring, and that's the running ability. Molina can throw. Molina's mobile, but Eckley is the 2nd leading rusher on this team.
Yes.
Now, you see by the athletes, Warren, Jacquez Moore, the type of runners that they have. And for you to be the 2nd leading rusher on this team, that's saying that you're special. So Eckley can throw and pass. And if they're going to win a state championship, Eckley has to be at the quarterback spot.
Antonio Warner lost 3 on the run to the right side. Molina back to throw it on 2nd down and long. Flushed out of the pocket, tries to run it. Chased down from behind by Tanner Dietrich. That's going to be a sack as he lost about a half a yard. And the reason I brought that up is because this is high school. You know, certain things come up and some tough love and some lessons being taught by Roy Lopez with his quarterback, Eckley. But remember, they had Antonio Hinojosa, who's the starter at Mountain Point, a great athlete in his own right. We got Molina, and Eckley's the starter. Wow, what a system and what a program he's got going. On 3rd and long, quick throw out to his right. Complete to Snyder, cutting it back up toward the middle of the field. He'll take it out to the 46-yard line. And I'll tell you, I've been out here 4 years doing games. Molina could start on 90-95% of the teams out there and play very well.
Yes, he can, and he's proven something to me tonight. The way he's managed the game and he's made plays with his arm and made smart decisions, getting the ball into the hands of his playmakers.
Remember, a couple of years ago as a sophomore, went on the road in the quarterfinals against Centennial, losing 14-13 and being stopped on the goal line late in the game. This time he hands it off up toward the middle, and cutting to his left is Antonio Warner. On 1st down, Warner picking up 4 just out to midfield. So as a sophomore to play that kind of game on the road against Centennial, here he is a senior, you don't really lose much.
Not at all. And back to your point that you're making, yes, Coach Lopez has to set that point for Eckley and for his team. You make bad decisions, you break team rules, you're going to sit. And that is a decision that has to be made. But I'm sure Eckley is taking his medicine, and hopefully he grows from that. And he doesn't make those type of decisions here in the future, because not only is it hurting him, it's going to hurt the team and the program, because they have the talent to really compete for a championship. Warner loses a yard on 2nd and 6, and they lost to Ironwood Ridge 35-7 at home. 35-27, check that. They run a little option there. Molina coming to his right toward the near side, pitching it out to Antonio Warner. And on 3rd down and 7, they pick up about a yard, smashed out of bounds there by the freshman who got the start tonight, Bryson Palmer. So many injuries, lack of experience for Gilbert. Marcos has at McClintock, South Mountain at home, and at Chavez coming up. And Cesar Chavez, a lot of great athletes, football players, basketball players out at that school.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of those kind of put a dot by. That Chavez-Marcos de Niza matchup is going to be a darn good game, very competitive game, because Chavez has some ball players.
On 4th down, they'll kick it away. Jackson Loney's kick is blocked. Shooting through to get his hand on it was Adam Astorga, the junior. And Gilbert will have it 1st and 10 at the Marcos de Niza 48-yard line with just under 3.5 minutes remaining and a running clock. Want to ask you if your school is on AIA365.com. Did you know that every member school has their own page? If your school isn't on AIA365.com, tell your AD, district AD, you want your AIA365.com. Schools can produce and create their own content and can sell their own sponsorships, and in doing so get to keep 100% of the revenue. Great experience for students and a new revenue stream for schools. Contact info at AIA365.com to find out how to get your school started. As Gilbert gets started with a 2-yard gain up the middle on a handoff from Connor Helvig to Jonathan Rideout.
Now, earlier you talked about the injuries on the Gilbert side of the ball. This team has been decimated with injuries so much that they had to go down into the freshman squad and bring a defensive backup, Bryson Palmer, to start tonight's game. So you're in a situation where you're hurting so bad, you got to go down and pull up freshmen to start. That's saying something, that you've really been decimated with injuries. And he's come in as a freshman, playing at the varsity level, made a couple plays early, but that just lets you know the situation that this Gilbert team's in right now.
Rideout loses a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 11. The pitch to the left side. What a diving tackle against that near sideline by Andrew Rodriguez. This Marcos defense goes sideline to sideline. They're great tacklers. They're physical. They're tough. And you look at these guys out there right now. Most of the starters, if not all, still out there on the field. Nobody's got their hands on their hips. Nobody's tired at all. Their conditioning program is absolutely second to none. 3rd and 11 for Helvig and Gilbert. Just inside Marcos de Niza territory. Quick throw out to the left, right along the sideline, caught by Maurice Thomas. Takes it down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. Picks up the 1st down. In on the tackle for Marcos, Kadeem Stewart. But how about that, Omar? I mean, you know how important strength and conditioning are. You've been playing and coaching your whole life. You've won championships. And, I mean, look at them out there. If you're watching online, not one hand on a hip even. And it's the fourth quarter, late in the game.
That means they, in the offseason, they got it in. Waking up early in the morning, running, lifting, doing all those things that most athletes don't like to do, and it's paying off here during the season.
On 1st and 10, Helvig moving right, being chased, running for his life, back to the left, now cuts into the middle, going to keep it, and cut down one-on-one right at the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. Marcos de Niza's defense right there again making big plays. That time, looked like Kahari Johnson was there, and cleaning it up a little bit more was Jay Mariscal. So 2nd down and 9. Helvig's going to have a little pain when he wakes up in the morning. Big 6'5" senior quarterback who switched from wide receiver. Get a good look at him right there if you're watching on AIA365.com. On 2nd and 9. Pocket collapses again, rolling to his right. Trying to go down that right side, up and over the head of his intended receiver, Michael Laser, who was covered down the field by Ryan Becerra, a junior DB. And the clock is running down inside of 5 seconds now with the running clock. 49-7 the score. Marcos de Niza going to walk out of here with a win and go to 6-1. Quick moving fourth quarter with the moving clock, and very impressive performance by the Padres, to say the least, Omar, as they rack up 49 points. They do it without Josh Eckley. They do it without Maurice Lee. They hold Gilbert to just 7 points without Priest Willis. You're talking about probably, maybe two probably, somewhere in that range, the best player in the state, and Priest Willis, one of the best running backs, if not in D2, then in the entire state. Maurice Lee, 10 yards a carry and 7 touchdowns, and a quarterback who averages over 240 yards a game and had no interceptions with 14 touchdowns. And Josh Eckley, they come out here on the road, homecoming night. Roy Lopez tells me before the game how nervous he is. He's running around to all his players one by one screaming, homecoming, homecoming, homecoming. And they go out and they pulverize Gilbert 49-7. This team is set up for a run, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do down the stretch.
The key word that you just mentioned, team. This is a complete team. It's not just about the superstars, as we can see here tonight. Superstars weren't in the lineup. They still dominated. Up front, offensively and defensively, they got playmakers. Linebackers, they got playmakers. In the secondary, they got playmakers. And this is all without the superstars in the lineup. So I'm sure Coach Lopez isn't going to go into games very nervous now, because he knows what his role players are made of.
49-7, Marcos de Niza with the win. Jim Grieshaber and Omar Smith will be back to Tiger Stadium at Gilbert High School to wrap this one up right after this on the AIA Broadcast Network.
Arizona Cardinals season tickets are on sale now.
Touchdown, Arizona! Larry Fitzgerald!
Don't miss a minute of exciting Cardinals action at University of Phoenix Stadium.
Duckett got him again! Touchdown! Barry Rhodes!
Oh, man!
For season ticket information, call 602-379-0102 or log on to azcardinals.com.
A sea of red and white.
Arizona Cardinals. Play as many. Stand as one.
At Buick, we think luxury should be something you can live in every day. Right where you are, wherever you are. It's an entirely new approach to luxury. And now, Buick is giving you an entirely new way to experience it. Introducing the Experience Buick Lease. Drive the Buick you want with the premium services you want, all included for 2 years. That's 2 years of hands-free calling, roadside assistance, and turn-by-turn navigation with OnStar. 2 years of news, sports, and commercial-free music from SiriusXM. And 2 years of routine maintenance that covers everything from oil changes to tire rotations. The Experience Buick Lease. It's a whole new lease on luxury. Maintenance plan covers select scheduled maintenance up to 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. Visit experiencebuick.com for complete details. Visit OnStar.com for coverage and system limitations.
Arizona Cardinals season tickets are on sale now.
Touchdown, Arizona! Larry Fitzgerald!
Don't miss a minute of exciting Cardinals action at University of Phoenix Stadium.
Duckett got him again! Touchdown! Barry Rhodes!
Oh,
For season ticket information, call 602-379-0102 or log on to azcardinals.com.
A sea of red and white.
Arizona Cardinals. Play as many. Stand as one.
So you can walk tall, sit crooked, and hope.
For an amazing college experience, Grand Canyon University is the perfect place to earn your degree. With fun and friendly campus life, GCU offers the personal attention of professors who know you by name. Our undergraduate and graduate programs are supported by a 60-year heritage of quality Christian education and will put you on the right path to finding your purpose. Pursue your degree on campus, online, or in the evening. Register now at gcu.edu/purpose.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, and this is a pop quiz. Does sitting on your wallet feel like sitting on a lopsided booster seat? No? Well, it should. See, Farmers agents can help you stuff your wallet by combining auto and home policies so you can walk tall, sit crooked, and hopefully find a decent chiropractor.
If you want answers about saving money, you want a Farmers agent. We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
To speak with a Farmers agent in your community, call 888-96-FARMERS.